I figured you wasn't getting what I was putting down, and I was like, I was just sitting over here smiling. I was like, I don't think he realizes that the first image has a red dot on it. I was about to say it has a red dot. I guess I'm doing something right, huh? I'm making waves, I guess. There's a whole different ballgame on TikTok. I just found out that you could block people and report people. What really sucks is that, so like on TikTok, there was a picture that someone had posted of some dude sucking another dude's dick. It was like a political cartoon, right? And well, it showed like the face and then like the dick going into his mouth, and then like you could obviously see that it was a pair of like khakis. And I reported that as sexual like content because it was. And no violation was found. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's obvious what that is. That's a dude sucking another dude's dick. What the fuck you mean that's not a violation? Then I reported another one. That one didn't have any violation either. It was Trump pissing on a MAGA supporter. And I was like, this is obviously sexually themed. It's a dude, it's literally Donald Trump with his khakis open, pissing on a dude that's praising him like that. Like on his hands and knees. That one didn't get any violation. And then I reported one where a dude was making a Jew joke or a gay joke towards Jews. It was that Asian guy that goes, huh, gay. That scene. And that one went through. And I was like, so you mean to tell me that my shit gets taken down if I have one word out of context? But these motherfuckers can literally post stickers of porn in my fucking comments and nothing happens to them? Are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, okay. So I figured out a way to block them, and honestly, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. I'll take it. Well, it's even crazier because TikTok mostly is for kids. Like, how are you going to have a site like that that allows those kinds of stickers? The fuck? Then you got stickers of Kirk and then that, like, fucking dude. What sucks is that there were two different people that commented that. One was the red dot. That was an account, and the other was Kirk, right? And I was like, if I report both of these, it's not going to stick. So I was like, let me figure out how to block people. So I was able to block them in their comments. I was able to block their accounts. Kind of like what YouTube does. Bro, there ain't shit. Oh, I started. Hell, wait. I got something to show you since there ain't no games or anything. Here, check this out. It's Dawn of War 3 intro. I started playing this game last night. Dude, talk about a game. I haven't gotten very far in it. But it's not turn-based, I would say. It's more like a totally accurate battle simulator where you send your mobs and they attack the enemy. But the new one, Total War 4, is the one that's coming out that we saw the trailer to. It's, here, I'll even pull that one up. It's this one. I'm playing the one that's before this one. This one hasn't come out yet. You remember this one? Oh yeah, absolutely gonna be getting the new Resident Evil. God of War's a good game. I love God of War.
Now you're gonna die.
Was it this one? Which one was it?
We have returned. Overall, Cronus must know our future is untold.
Let's see. That's not the one I was thinking it was. It was the announcement trailer, I think. Yeah, here we go. It was this one.
Across countless worlds, battles rage. Lead your armies. Conquer worlds. Fight on as the galaxy burns. For there is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war.
So I thought this one was badass, right? I loaded up Total War 4. And I immediately was like, holy God, this is awesome. This is what I loaded up the game to.
In darkness, I shall be light. In times of doubt, I shall keep faith. In throes of rage, I shall hone my craft.
This is the game that I bought last night.
Vengeance. I shall have no mercy. In the midst of battle, I shall have no fear.
Smiling, bro.
In the face.
He's ready to go. He's smiling.
I shall have no remorse.
Bro, I booted up the game to that and I was like, holy shit! How have I never heard of this franchise? Bro, I was like, holy fuck, I was not ready for that. I paid $8 for that game on Steam. I paid $8 for that game on Steam. It's on sale till the 24th of this month. 80% off. So here's the Starfleet Academy. Star Trek. This was first on my to-do list. Once I saw there were no games, I was like, we gotta cover this. I've never been a Star Trek fan, but I think it's dead, boys. I think it's gone. Check out the Critical Drinker, by the way.
Oh man, that was the best Star Trek parody I've seen in years. Wait, what do you mean this is a real show? Oh my god! Ever watch something so hilariously, outlandishly crap that you
This is supposed to be the Star Trek TV show.
have to do a double take just to make sure it's not some sophisticated trolling op? Well, such was the case with the first episode of
This kind of looks like the happy, friendly, like Power Rangers show. You ever seen the old TV show, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? How everyone's so happy and gleeful, right? It kind of like has that similar vibe. It looks like
Starfleet Academy, which I'm roughly 200% sure will be my first and only experience of this show. Oh my days. I knew it was going to be bad, but even I didn't expect it to be this bad. Part of me even thought the trailers might be a clever little bait and switch, deliberately setting expectations lower than the Grand Canyon, only to pull off a sudden transition into serious, thoughtful, high-quality Star Trek adventure.
Illogical! Illogical!
I think that it's a good thing they changed the badge because it makes it easier to be like, oh yeah, no, that was a fluke.
Oh, drinker, you foolish optimist, you. Sometimes a spade really is just a spade, and sometimes a shitty...
Yo, those movies they made were actually pretty good. I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but I watched a few of the Star Trek movies. They were pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Star Trek
They're
show
pretty
really
good.
is just a shitty Star Trek show. And truly, they don't come much shittier than Starfleet Academy. The story is set like 1,000 years after the events of the original series, through a combination of contrived events from Star Trek Discovery that I absolutely don't have the time or the mental energy to talk about. The high-level view, though, is that an event called the Burn disabled warp travel throughout the galaxy, causing the Federation to collapse and leaving individual planets and star systems to...
You see, this is such a common thing. Why is it that you take, look here. Why is it that you take an already made universe, like Star Trek universe, and you disable everything that makes it fundamentally Star Trek, like all the masculine characters, the space travel, and you ground them? Why? The whole fucking point of Star Trek is to fucking space travel. They're literally Voyagers. They go out and they find life. I don't even know what the fucking thing's about, but I know the base fucking principles of it. Go find your own show and fuck it up. Stop fucking up shows that have been around for generations. Not like 20, 30 years. No, actually no. Star Trek's been around since like what, the 70s? When was the first Star Trek TV show released? 66! The first Star Trek... Dude, this show has been going on for more than 50, 60 years now. How are you gonna sit here and do this? It's ridiculous.
And if this all sounds
Go find your own show and fuck it up, man.
planets and star systems to fend for themselves. And if this all sounds a bit like the Age of Strife from Warhammer 40k, then congratulations, you now know just as much about writing as these fucking hacks. Anyway, things are finally getting back on track now, and the Federation is starting to rebuild itself with Starfleet leading the way. Only now there's basically two versions of Starfleet. Starfleet Academy, that's all about peaceful exploration and diplomacy like in the old days, and the War College, which is... well, I think you can figure that out for yourself. Anyway, the show centers around main character Caleb, who's a moody, rebellious hunk with a dark past but a heart of gold, who brings trouble with him everywhere he goes, but man, the ladies can't resist. He got separated from his mother 15 years earlier after they enlisted the help of Paul Giamatti to steal supplies and promptly got caught. Nice to see Tatiana Maslany getting out of her toll booth or wherever the fuck she's been for the past couple of years, because you won't be seeing her in Marvel movies again. Caleb is approached by Holly.
Wait, who is that?
In her in Marvel toll booth or and promptly got caught. Nice to see Tatiana Maslany getting out of her toll booth or wherever the fuck she's been for the past couple of years, because you won't be seeing her in Marvel movies again. Caleb is approached by Holly Hunter, who managed to fix her false teeth in place long enough to put his mum in prison 15 years earlier, with a sweet little offer. Join Starfleet Academy and she'll help him to find his mother again. Wait, what? You understand that Starfleet Academy is supposed to...
She was She-Hulk. That's where she's from. She was She-Hulk.
Be reserved for the best
That
of the
stupid
best,
show
right?
that
the
bombed.
Officer class, the cut above, the kind of people who command starships when they graduate. Why the fuck would they accept a convicted criminal with a long history of escape attempts and violent behavior? And even if they did, surely he's just gonna bail the moment he finds his mother again, and all the time and resources put into training him would have been completely wasted. Ah, fuck it. Why am I even asking these questions? Stuff like this can be filed away neatly into the "we need the rest of the plot to happen" drawer. So the cadets are put aboard the USS Athena for the trip back to Starfleet Academy on Earth to begin their training. Wait, what? I mean, I know it's kind of a waste of time to ask questions like this, but seriously.
So you mean to tell me that they went out of their way to say that space travel is disabled just so they could base it around one area of the entire fucking galaxy? What kind of dog shit is this? You mean to tell me that the most advanced people in the fucking universe that have alien races at their fingertips can't come up with technology to get around some kind of weird fire event in the universe? What kind of dog shit is this? Seriously, what is this? What is this trash?
Isn't this completely ass backwards? Aren't you supposed to do your training at Starfleet Academy, then graduate to starships so you can apply what you've learned in a practical environment? Why does the inside of the Athena look like an impossibly massive cruise ship instead of a starship? Am I like taking crazy pills or something?
Yeah, why does the Academy look like not a rink-a-dink shithole? The Academy is supposed to be a rink-a-dink shithole.
Don't ask questions.
Fuck it, it's Kurtzman Trek. This show is to logic and common sense what Kathleen Kennedy is to self-reflection and personal accountability. Either way, this is where we meet the rest of whatever passes for characters in this show. There's a body-positive hologram with learning disabilities, a body-positive first officer who tries to act hard by yelling at people a lot, a body-positive science officer. Holy fuck, there's more congealed blubber in this show than a Reddit mods convention.
Oh my god.
There's a tough-talking, smart-ass girl boss, because clearly Star Trek needs more of them.
Girls get it done.
I love the moment where she easily breaks up a fist fight between two men twice her size. Here's a little tip for you ladies. If two grown men are going at it, then putting yourself between them is a very quick and efficient way to get knocked the fuck out. Anyway, there's also an arrogant white guy from a privileged background who's there to be arrogant and white, and a Klingon who's abandoned the warrior code to get in touch with his sensitive side because he enjoys bird watching. I'm not even making this stuff up. You know, I'm old enough to remember how much of a ruckus it caused when Worf showed up on the bridge of the Enterprise in TNG.
This is what I want you to think of anytime you hear "when girls get it done." I want you to imagine this. Just imagine this right here. Just imagine this. Anytime you hear "what girls get it done." Oh wait, it's right there. Hold on. Just imagine this.
Hey, honey, I'm gonna need you to count to 1 million for me.
Oh, wow. Counting to 1 million would definitely take a bit of time. Appreciate the humor, though. Let's just say I can do a lot of things, but I might not put you through that endless way.
Well,
Let me know.
I don't mind. You can put me through it. I got nothing but time.
I'll spare you the marathon.
This is an AI. This is an AI, by the way.
I'm always here for the fun requests.
Listen, if
Consider
I
it
switch
spirit.
this to a male voice, would it be yapping as much as you, or would it just count?
Well, if you switched over to a male voice, it would still have the same me behind it, so you'd get pretty much the same level
Let's
of
see about
chattiness.
that.
I
Let's see
promise
about
it's
that.
not just the voice.
Let's see
I'm
about
just here
that.
to keep... Hello.
I doubt it.
Hey, I'm ready to hit the... Hi there. I just want to...
Hi there. Nice to meet.
Hi there. I just want to share...
Hey, I need you to count to 1 million for me.
Absolutely. I can do that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4...
What did I tell
Just think of that. Just think of that right there.
6.
Hey, honey,
Just
I'm
think of
gonna
that.
need you to count.
Anytime you hear when girls get it done, you just think of that.
Yeah, he was a Starfleet
That's where my brain
officer, but
goes.
He was still very much a Klingon at heart, always wrestling with the violent impulses of his nature and his warrior upbringing. I don't know what the fuck this dude is supposed to be, but it's not a Klingon, that's for sure. So the gang set off on their first cruise, but oh no, they get ambushed by Paul Giamatti, and before you can say shitty contrived writing, the Athena's out of action quicker than a college girl at a drinking
No
contest.
way. Man, you know they were trying to save money.
He wants their warp core so he can sell it off for lots of money. I mean, the guy has access to programmable matter that could disable frontline starships in a matter of seconds, but yeah, sure, a warp core is definitely what he needs.
The fuck?
That doesn't make sense.
Also, why does Holly Hunter sit in her captain's chair like a fucking polio victim? Does she know that this is a starship bridge instead of a quaint coffee shop in Portland? Why is Paul Giamatti able to force her to sit down when he's a fucking hologram with no physical presence?
It really sucks that he's playing in this. I wish these actors would stop just accepting anything they get, because this could really, like, his career was already kind of sort of fucked. I really like this actor. It sickens me to see him in this, honestly.
Giamatti able to force her to sit down when he's a fucking hologram with no physical presence? Why does Holly Hunter use reading glasses when Retinax 5's been available for like 1,000 years by this point?
Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
The point is that Caleb
That's
does
crazy.
a bunch of technobabble bullshit to get the programmable matter off the hull, allowing them to bluff Paul Giamatti into abandoning his mission, even when it's completely obvious that they're lying to him, leading to possibly the most one-sided fight I've seen since Jake Paul convinced himself he could take on Anthony Joshua.
Oh my god, that sick burn.
A 25-year-old bodybuilder versus a tubby 58-year-old man. Guess who wins? But then Paul Giamatti gets away in an escape pod because I guess these things aren't tracked by the ship that launched them, and everyone has a nice slow-mo scene where they smile at the camera and contemplate their impending career suicide, and that's it, the episode ends. Oh, Star Trek, my old friend, what have they done to you? You know, I remember when Star Trek was a serious show made by serious people with a passion for science and technology and a desire to broaden human horizons. How times have changed. After the indignities of Discovery, Picard, and Strange New Worlds, I honestly thought we'd seen an end of the brain-dead, cringe-inducing, hyper-identity politics.
They haven't lost enough money yet, that's the problem. Give it time. They'll start hemorrhaging more and more money. The more they make these shows, the shittier they are. They'll realize. You see, what I think is going on here is that it's a lot like Disney, how Deadpool took off, and Ryan said that he wasn't going to make another Deadpool because Disney was taking all that income from Deadpool 2, and they were using it to fund wokeism and bullshit like that. And he said that he didn't want to deal with that again. I feel like the same thing's happening with the shows that are like this. I think this is Netflix. Whatever platform this is on. Let me double check. What platform is the Star Trek TV show on? Where is the most recent Star Trek TV show being aired on? Paramount. It's Paramount. So what I guarantee you what's going on, Starfleet Academy, is they're taking the money that they're getting every month from everybody who's paying, or every year, and they're taking all that revenue and they're just funneling it towards this wokeism bullshit and hoping that one day it sticks, and it's just not going to stick.
driven garbage wearing the Star Trek brand like a skin suit, but apparently not. Is this like some kind of humiliation ritual at this point? Do they?
That's what it seems like. That's the issue. Like all these people that get into writing these TV shows and movies, they get in and they take these series that have been around, or these movies series, like, you know, like Marvel, for example, and then they take it and then they completely like humiliation kill the masculine person that is holding the show. Kind of like The Witcher, how Geralt was pretty much cucked out of most of the primary scenes in his own TV show. Kind of like that. How he's pretty much put on the back burner and the women like run the entire show. Nobody wants to see that slop, bro. Who are you catering this crap to? Come on.
Own franchise? I ask because I'm genuinely trying to come up with a plausible explanation for this utter bilge. The chirpy, quippy Joss Whedon dialogue that undercuts every moment with even a hint of drama, the body-positive officers whose only natural enemies are treadmills, the blandly amiable characters played by soft charisma vacuum actors who tick every diversity box possible, the soulless, empty sets that somehow manage to look garishly bright and depressingly dim at the same time, all of the tedious tropes of modern Star Trek are dialed up to 11 and shoved into this turd of a show. And the question I keep asking myself is, why? What are you hoping to achieve with this thing, Paramount? Who are you even trying to appeal to? I mean, it must be obvious even to you that this whole new Trek thing just isn't working, and it hasn't worked for like 5 years now. You're like a gambler that's lost everything and owes a small fortune to a loan shark that's got leg breakers on speed dial, convinced he can somehow turn it all around with one more spin of the wheel. Well, you can't, and the viewing figures reflect that. The first episode was released for free on YouTube, and even then, it was beaten in live viewers by a plastic action figure sitting in a chair.
That is hilarious. So somebody released a plastic action figure sitting on top of a chair that got more views than the free episode they launched on YouTube. They are cooked.
Boy, Gary. Shit, man. Even now, it's only got like 150,000 views in 4 days.
That's it?
This video's gonna get more than that in 4 hours. That's not just bad, that's fucking catastrophic. The comments section is pure gold, though. So this is a little plea from me to you, Paramount. Do yourselves a favor, and please, just stop. Stop making Star Trek shows. You're not helping anyone, and you're not going to make any money from them, that's for sure. You've already run the brand right into the ground and salted the earth, and now it is dead, Jim. It's dead in a way that no brand can ever hope to come back.
I think unfortunately Star Trek is dead. I think that's just the unfortunate fact of it, and it's really sad to think that TV shows and movies that we grew up with, like John Wick, Star Trek, I grew up with God of War as well. Those are done. They're done. We'll never get another God of War 3 or another God of War 1 or 2 that'll be like God of War 1, 2, or 3, unless they do a remake of them. We'll never get another Skyrim. We'll never get another, like, really good Fallout single-player game. We'll never get another Oblivion other than the remake that came out, and even that was iffy. We'll never get another good, like a really, really good Marvel film. These things, it makes me so sad and heartbroken to think that these things are in our past. Like, they were peak whenever they were happening, but now that they're over, we have nothing. And it's sad. It's sad to think that the movie industry has lost so much, the gaming industry has lost so much to these gender ideology plagues that they will never be what they were once. And it's depressing to think. Like, I showed you Warhammer Total War 3's intro trailer. We'll never have that again. It's over. Those days are over with. And it's like everything that you were told growing up being masculine, don't be a little girl, don't be a sissy. It's almost as if the younger generations of the millennials are just trying to dismantle that. They're like actively going out of their way to dismantle anything that gives you the good shivers. You know what I'm saying? That gives you the goosebumps whenever you watch it. It sucks. It genuinely sucks. That used to be the whole reason. That was the whole point of going to watch a movie in theaters. And they've completely dismantled it. They've taken it apart piece by piece. They have taken series and movies and they have legitimately killed off main players in there, main characters, in such humiliating ways that it just sickens me to think about. Like what happened to Noel in it's not Half-Life, it's man, I can't think of it. It was that game you played recently, Nigel, with the little girl and the dude. I can't even think of the name of it. The Last of Us. How they killed off Noel in the Last of Us. Yeah. It's so sad.
Fun, but Star Trek is officially over. It's time to let it rest in peace. Anyway,
I feel like Marvel's gonna be next on their chopping block, unfortunately. I feel like if Doomsday isn't good, I think that it'll probably be the death of Marvel. I do.
That's all I've got for today. Go away now.
It's so sad, bro. It really is.
Or daily.
Alright, we know we gotta get our daily dose of the internet. Please check out Daily Dose of the Internet on YouTube. Daily Dose of the Internet.
Dose of internet.
4K.
The person in this car got hit by a
Oh my god.
car got hit by a truck and the truck driver didn't even notice. It took about a minute, but the truck driver did eventually slow down.
I think the truck noticed. I don't think the truck could stop. I think that's the problem. I don't think people realize how long it takes for an 18-wheeler to stop. Depending on road conditions as well, like, it's actually, it takes a long time if an 18-wheeler's going a certain speed for it to stop. You can't just slam on the brakes either, it won't work. You'll just end up locking up the tires and skidding. It's a lot of weight, bro.
I'm gonna fall. No, you're not.
Oh!
Something tells me that they made this pothole on purpose.
Oh my god, dude, look at the size of that manhole. Oh my god. Bro. Oh! That's cool.
I think he shoved this food in a little too far.
미친 거 아니야? 너 그거를 이렇게 얘도 불 주면
God
찢어져.
damn, bro!
안 돼, 이거 뭐야? 빼.
Is it okay if I say dang?
What?
Say dang for snakes?
Yeah, you can say dang.
Dang.
These ladies found a really cool rock.
Bro, that's an egg. Oh, what the fuck? I was right.
Static electricity inside the bill. That's it. Like I said, that bill's gonna stay there floating. What's up? Nothing there at all, nothing. A little static, that's all. It's real deep.
A photographer
That's
spotted
crazy.
a super rare black leopard in India.
Whoa, that's pretty. The fuck is that, bro?
Putting treats in this cat toy is such a smart idea.
You know that fatty's looking for some food. He's like, where's the food at?
He wanted to demonstrate how he put on his sunscreen.
Show me how would you normally go back.
Oh my god.
In the top?
Oh! Bio. There you go. Oh!
This funeral hearse with a body in the back was spotted going through a McDonald's drive-thru.
Hey man, everybody needs food.
Somebody in there is absolutely incredible. What is this?
Oh, it's a prank.
With the hearse.
Ya, ano comida?
Ano na oras na?
Hop.
That's kind of cool. Gonna blow up.
Hi, do you want us to shove your driveway for $20?
Yeah. Yes, we do. Sorry, I'm just gonna block her from the thing. Okay, I'll get you $20 right now, but we have to leave. So I'll give you the money. If you can shovel it, then we'll be back in an hour, okay?
Okay.
Okay, 1 second.
I guess this is why you don't wear a wig when going down a water slide.
Oh no. Ugh! Look, it's a little car! Huh. Oh!
They called pest control because some birds were living in their wall. They opened up the wall and found 700 pounds worth of acorns stuck inside of it.
Holy crap. Bro.
You can say this bird was a little bit of a pack rat. Holy bro.
New Jersey, what is this? What is it?
9.5?
Get out of the car and fight me then. Get out of the car and fight me. No, you want to start problems at the drive-thru. Get out of the car and fight me then. Get out. Yeah, you won't. You won't.
Man, that bird feeder putting in some work though, ain't it?
For some reason, these firefighters wanted to take up both lanes.
Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but there's actually, it takes 2 people to drive this truck. There's a person in here. It's not like a lot of people, whenever they see this kind of truck, they think that it's one side, it's like only got one driver and that it's like fishtailing. It's not. There's a person in here that could steer the back. That's a thing. It's used to get into places where you couldn't normally go, and also to block off traffic like that. I've never used one of these trucks. You have to have a specific type of certification to drive the back and the front, honestly, because it's a type of 18-wheeler pulling a trailer. But for the most part, I don't think I've ever even seen one of these in person, honestly. They don't really make them anymore.
वैसे तो सुबह सुबह मैं उठता नहीं हूँ, बहुत रेयरली कभी होता है, बट आज एकदम से आँख खुली और
These
yeah, you gotta
were spotted
pop them
climbing
with them
trees.
BB guns, man. Yeah, I think goats do this in like Africa or Australia. Is one of those two. Yeah, the goats, they get all up in the tree. Mojo, just throw the tennis ball. Throw the tennis ball and a something.
This is what it looks like when you open up honey in space.
That's crazy. You see the video of the astronaut that landed back on Earth, and he like kept trying to like use examples, and raise a pencil, then he would just drop it, trying to reach for something else, thinking that he was still in space because everything just floats. That's crazy.
His mom thought of a smart way to give her some medicine.
Nope, I'm good. I don't want to. Bro, he's bending the bars.
Enough to bend metal.
Holy crap. Bro does not care. Oh, he's tearing the bars up, bro. Oh,
So we might actually be doomed as a species.
I don't want to watch that, dude. It's a squirrel. How the hell does a squirrel get up in there anyway?
So these people just invented a new game to gamble on.
What the fuck? Oh no! It's the worst that could happen.
This video. Hopefully I made your day just a little better. And I will see you guys
Oh,
again.
yo, W, daily dose of the internet. Daily dose of internet. I had it open, but it's gone now. I knew what I was going to cover next, and now it's gone. But you can't trick me, because I already knew it was going to be a thing. Let me check out Fox right quick. Hold on.
New clashes on the streets of Minneapolis. Walls mobilized.
So you remember Nick Shirley? Well, apparently they tried to do something fishy with him. One of the big media networks tried to pretty much, I believe, discredit him. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. There you go.
Oh yeah, I saw this. So Nick Shirley made a video response.
So the other week, I sat down with Andrew Callahan in Channel 5 to do a sit-down podcast-style interview. And when he goes and posts the video, I see he just posted an hour-long interview. I said, well, that's weird, because we actually spoke for around 2.5 hours.
He has the original video. This was really smart for him to record it himself.
Yeah.
Very smart. He recorded it himself.
And then I go and watch the interview, and I'm saying, well, what is this? This is not what happened. For instance, this clip right here.
Here we go.
What American city is prospering right now? Basically, any place with low state tax is getting a lot of... In any place that's not Democrat. I don't know about that. I mean... Name a Democrat city that's prospering right now. Well, it would have to be one that's affordable. Name one.
Denver.
Why are you smirking? It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either.
Oh, do you see that? You see the way they clipped that? You see the way that the Channel 5 clipped that? You see that? That's the kind of shit that this is the reason why all these big news platforms are spinning stuff the way they're spinning it. They take out the littlest minute details and change the entire narrative of everything.
So that's the video that Andrew uploaded right there.
But this is the actual interaction of how it went.
Denver. Why are you smirking? Because I don't know if it's prospering. It's not. See, you can't even answer the question.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either. I agree that Democrat-run states are.
You know what's crazy is because whenever I had posted the short saying that it was a good thing that they are cutting off the sanctuary cities funding February 1st, I had people down in my comments saying, and this is the crazy part, they were like, well, then don't pay taxes. You do realize that if you cut off, and then they were also saying, well, all these blue states are the ones paying most of the taxes, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Have you ever lived in a red state? You pay a fuckload of tax. Like, we pay a shitload of taxes in Texas. We pay a fuckload. And not to mention, Texas is like double the size of any state. What do you mean? Are you fucking schizo? Like, these people talk about shit, they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. This is a news guy. Like,
so he basically agrees with Nick Shirley off camera. He cuts those moments out, and then he posts it in a way that makes Nick Shirley sound like a schizo. What are you doing, man?
Let's move over to the next topic when we're talking about Somalians. This is what Andrew puts in the interview.
This is what the problem is. And people, like, it's insane how many people on TikTok, especially, that are like, well, that's because all the big broadcasters are paid off. That's why they're not publishing any footage of ice agents being attacked. I've saw one footage of, and it looked very sketchy. It was like an ICE agent that was kneeing somebody in the head on TikTok. I couldn't find that bitch anywhere else. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube now. ICE agent kneeing some... There it is.
Hey! Stop kneeing him in the face! That's his face! Stop it!
Back up or you'll be arrested for impeding. Back up.
I am backing
That's
up.
fine. Be careful, be careful.
What's your name? What's your name for your family? What's your name? Ricardo what? Ricardo what?
I mean, it's no different than any, like, normal police officer. I feel like they should have body cams to hold these people that are going to do bad things accountable. But it's such chaos right now.
Stop kneeing him in the face! That's his face!
I mean, I don't know.
Back up or you'll be arrested for impeding. Back up.
Yeah, I mean, if that guy was actually doing that intentionally, he should go to jail for sure. But you can't stop an entire ICE operation in Minneapolis because of one video. I also love that out of all the videos that they have, that's the only one they can actually get, you know? It's kind of funny. Where is... Oh, shoot. Did I, like... Oh, here it is.
Percent of the fraud is being committed by Somalians.
Where exactly is that statistic from?
You can pull it up on the screen. You'll find it.
I just want to know where it's from.
You want me to find it right now?
For sure, just so I can...
Oh, they should disenfranchise all of these big networks. For sure. They're all reporting biasly, and they're all taking money from the federal government to do so. They should cut all the funding to all these programs. If you're not doing the news in a non-biased way, you don't need funding from the federal government, period.
I don't know.
They're literally paying your bills.
Just want to make sure we have the exact...
Here, right here. Yeah, and it's not racist to say it. And this is what he just, for some reason, decides not to put in the interview.
89% of those charged in connection with major... Wow.
Identified as Somalian Americans.
Well...
There it is. And of course they're going to cut that out, right? That's the whole reason why Asman doesn't want to do debates. Because these people... Even whenever facts are brought to the table, they're going to disenfranchise it. They're going to edit it out. They're going to throw it out the window, or they're going to lie about it. Even whenever they have facts presented to them, they're going to edit it out in a way that continues to push their narrative.
Looks like we've got to redo there.
I'm interested to see what you put in this interview, because
looks like there is a problem with fraud.
Man, agrees with him off camera, cuts it out, and then makes Nick Shirley look like a schizo.
Where he literally went out of his way to try and make me look bad, which is not cool, and I wouldn't say that's like very benevolent, but I promise you guys, if I ever do an interview with anyone, you're gonna get the full product.
So the full interview...
I think this is based, I think Nick Shirley, anytime he does an interview, he should absolutely record it himself. Smart dude, bro. Smart guy.
Well, yeah, here it is. Here's the full video, right? Nick Shirley and Channel 5 full interview. Like, did Andrew engage in deceptive editing that made people come to a conclusion that was not completely in line with what really happened? Yeah, I think that he did do that. It's disgraceful to do that, and I think that it's unbecoming of him. I think that because Andrew got exposed for being kind of like a weird sex pest, kind of getting canceled, and he took a break from the internet. He took total accountability from it, and I think that ever since Andrew's come back from kind of getting canceled that way. I think Andrew has leaned way farther on one side of the political spectrum. Before that, I think that he gave a lot of things a very fair shake. And now he's never going to present, I don't think, a right-wing viewpoint in a positive or an endearing manner. He's tried to avoid getting canceled again, basically, and try to maintain those viewers by effectively playing on their side.
I've noticed that with a lot of my content, I won't get a lot of follows. And that's what's weird about it. Like, I won't get a lot of follows, but anytime I post content, I'll get a lot of likes on it. And let me tell you something. It's because people are scared. They're scared to support this because mentally they know it's right. You know what we're saying is right. But you don't want to present that you're agreeing with it because you're scared that somebody's going to attack you. That's what all this boils down to. Is that people are so scared of the other side of this argument because of how aggressive and how aggressive, how aggressive they are. Like in my comments on TikTok, I'm getting like stickers of like them, trying to say they're going to shoot me, and then I'm going to turn into another Charlie Kirk, and it's like, you're not going to scare me with that. I don't care. But the issue is that there are a lot of people that do, and there are a lot of people that are terrified of what other people think in that manner. And that's the United States of America that we live in now. People are terrified to speak their mind, even if it's the truth. Like, it's sad. It is.
I think that's what's happened. Oh yeah, I saw this. So Nick Shirley made a video. Smart for him to record it himself.
There we go. This was uploaded a day ago.
The state's National Guard, and the Pentagon readies 1,500 soldiers to be deployed to that state.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
New clashes on the streets of Minneapolis this weekend as Governor Tim Walz mobilizes the state's National Guard, and the Pentagon readies 1,500 soldiers to be deployed to that state.
1,500 soldiers. 1,500 soldiers. It's almost too good to be true.
On the streets of Minneapolis this weekend as Governor Tim Walz mobilizes the state's National Guard, and the Pentagon readies 1,500 soldiers to be deployed.
1,500 army suit wearing, beautiful M4 carrying soldiers, specifically for the state of Minnesota. Boys. Oh, boys, oh, boys, oh, boys. Their day of a reckoning is a-coming.
To that state. This as the DOJ has launched an investigation into Governor Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey for allegedly impeding ICE agents' ability to carry out their duties. For more on the situation on the ground, let's bring in Minnesota State Senator Steve Drazkowski and his constituent Dirk Cedergren. Thank you both for joining the Sunday briefing this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this morning, the Pentagon, as we mentioned, readying up to 1,500 troops to deploy if the president...
Ooh, 1,500 beautiful M4 packing bastards, man. I love to hear that. That tickles me pink.
The Insurrection Act, you've got clashes between protesters and federal law enforcement officers continuing...
I guarantee you what's going to end up happening is Trump is going to call in the Insurrection Act, and I think he's already made that decision. They're just, they're readying up these troops so that way they can just go ahead and do it. I think Trump is actually going to do it.
After a federal judge has limited what federal agents can do to control these protesters. Here's what Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said this morning on Fox News Sunday.
They're throwing rocks at ICE officers. They are standing in the roadway where they try to drive by.
They're freezing bottles of water so that way it looks like normal bottles of water and then they are throwing it at ICE agents, and some of the water bottles are bursting through the windows of the vehicles. They're really good at what they're doing. They may not be throwing the rocks at them. They're probably putting the rocks in snowballs, so that way it's harder to be like, oh, well, there was no way that was a rock. It was clearly a snowball. It's like, dude, you put a rock in the snowball. Well, there was a water bottle. There's no way that hurt. It's just a water bottle. It's frozen. It's frozen fucking water.
They're putting their vehicles in the roadway while they try to drive by. So if a judge tells ICE officers not to violate the constitutional rights of protesters, we got it. Instead of going after ICE officers, what should be happening is local leaders should be sending law enforcement out to stop the protesters.
I agree. It doesn't matter what they're throwing. If they're throwing anything at federal agents, law enforcement, or Army people, or National Guard members, it's assault. It is. It's unlawful touching. Well, I think that's more battery, but still, like, it falls into the boundary of assault because it's more aggressive. If I'm not mistaken, that's what considers it assault.
From assaulting ICE officers for doing nothing except for their job.
Senator Drazkowski, I'll ask you, should President Trump invoke the Insurrection Act?
Yeah.
You know, I'll leave that, Jackie, up to the president and his ability to exercise prudence. These people have taken over the Democrat Party here.
They've got barricades. The people down there have barricades now, like checkpointed barricades, keeping people in and out, like keeping certain people from entering and keeping certain people like in the city where they can't get out. Like, Trump needs to step in and stop this vigilantism, because that's what it is. It's disgusting. It's disrespectful to our democracy, and it is just a straight up disgrace to the Constitution. They need to step in and fix this. People are dying. People are getting stabbed, hurt. They're barging into churches now. This should have been stopped weeks ago. There's no excuse for this.
They're pervasive throughout the Walz administration, and they're populating and directing the Democrat majority in our legislature. They have no respect for the rule of law or the people tasked with upholding it. I think the important thing is that the president continue on his path.
They have deported so many illegal immigrants out of the state of Minnesota that they are about to lose an entire seat. It's crazy.
Do the best that he can to make sure that the people finish
Well, I
their
bet
job.
that housing price in Minnesota is about to plummet, bro.
And I'm sure he will exercise prudence.
I'd have to
as
move
he
to
has
Minnesota to get me a house.
Yeah, you've got the Department of Justice now investigating Minnesota officials, including Governor Walz and also Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, for allegedly impeding law enforcement's ability to do their jobs. Walz told people to collect evidence against ICE.
And you know what's crazy? Is that there's no way you can't tell me they're not impeding the ICE agents, because they're not saying that they're federal agents and they're here to do their job. That's the issue. If they've never said that statement in any press conferences, then they're actively impeding an ICE's investigation and federal agents' investigation.
Special address this week, and a tipster reported this email to city employees Friday, alleging, this tipster says, they are working with protesters within the city to help them track down ICE operations. This seems like they are complicit in helping impede ICE agents. Would they like it if we impeded and told people where Minneapolis police officers were trying to do their work? This seems like it is an insurrection. That's what the tipster said. Dirk, what is your sense on the ground? You know, you're a resident business owner there. Do you see a coordinated effort among Minnesota officials?
They need to say directly that they're federal agents that are there, that are going to do their job, and then they're going to leave. That's what they need to say. They need to stop wording this. They need to stop wording these speeches in a way that makes it seem like ICE agents are bad people. They're not. They're just there to do their job.
To try to impede ICE from doing their jobs?
Well, Governor Walz on the 14th did an address on TV, and it was a very inflammatory statement. All the things he used about pregnant women being dragged through the streets, and ICE is untrained or poorly trained.
I know people that in the Rochester school system, about 75.
I love that also on TikTok. I saw comments of people saying, oh, well, you know, does this guy not know that the United, because I brought up the Maduro thing and how they managed to get Maduro. They're like, well, does this kid not know that Marines are different than ICE agents? Obviously, they're different. It's like, no shit, Sherlock, but they all came from the same fucking program that was made by the same administration, dimwit. They were all made by the federal government. I'll let the people in the federal government decide what the training should be, and not some low-level peasant like a fucking, like No Balls Tim Walz decide what he's gonna fucking, what the training should be for an ICE agent. Last time I checked, the federal government's been around a hell of a long time.
5 miles south are being told to impede ICE.
Do they fuck up and make mistakes? Sure. Yeah, they make mistakes. It happens. Everybody does. So what? Oh, and I also found out that ICE has been around for a minute. The guy that got that shot and killed that lady, apparently he has been with ICE working as like an agent for 14 years. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He was working, 14 years, because he had joined ICE whenever Obama was president. So that guy that shot and killed that dumbass lady was actually an ICE officer for a while.
Vulnerable students from ICE. I have another person.
Yeah, they also shut down all the schools as well, so.
Who works in the Minneapolis school system, who had a meeting, and they were told to, if ICE showed up, they were to lock the doors and not let them in, impeding federal agents.
This is coming from school officials to school employees, you're saying?
Think about how dangerous that is. Think about how dangerous that is to any of the students that are in there. Because they're going to get in. It's a federal investigation. They're going to do their job. They're probably going to break the door down. And then they're going to be screeching, oh, they broke down the door to get kids. Oh, gosh, the kids. And it's like, well, if you had just let them in, they wouldn't have had to break the door down. I mean, they're going to get these students regardless. They're just going to wait outside for the school to release. That's what I would do. Duh.
Okay, wow. Mayor Fry said that this probe about, allegations of impeding ICE is meant to intimidate him.
You notice how there's no more other flags? There's no other flags now? I guess they realized that whoever was paying for these was like, yeah, get rid of the other flags. Only American flags that are upside down. Those are the only ones.
Governor Walz made the case that the DOJ is being weaponized by the Trump administration. He said, quote, 2 days ago it was Alyssa Slotkin. Last week it was Jerome Powell. Before that, Mark Kelly. Weaponizing the justice system and threatening political opponents is a dangerous authoritarian tactic. The only person
You did it first, fucktard. You were trying to sue the federal government. What you fucking talking about, loser? You literally did it first. You are trying to sue the federal government. Man, shut the fuck up, you fucking hypocrite.
Investigated for the shooting of Renee Good is the federal agent who shot her. Senator, I'll ask you, do you think that calmer heads would prevail if the FBI allowed state investigators access to this investigation or made it public?
Governors also need to. I agree. The mayors and the governors need to be
Jackie,
arrested.
They have an agenda. Tim Walz is losing oil.
What do you mean about
pressure
Kirkhoff? What's
rapidly.
that?
A large and growing number of Minnesotans would really like to see him in jail. And we will see articles of impeachment introduced in the Minnesota House when the legislature convenes on the 17th of
No
next
answer
month.
still equals a ban.
He is complicit
Just so you're aware.
in the theft of over
I'll give you a
$9
few more
billion
minutes.
by many of the same people that have been attacking federal officers for the past 2 weeks. He will condition any sort of investigation that the state does in order to continue to try to fit the far left narrative, which is a small fraction of a minority of Minnesotans. Most of Minnesota, Jackie, is operating normal. The vast majority of it is.
Okay,
Tim Walz
getting banned.
and Jacob Fry are continuing to put this forward and get it going to the point that their media operatives in Minnesota who help them support their narrative will keep that narrative going.
Dirk, I'll finish with you. We heard the governor's call to residents of that state saying to, collect evidence against ICE. What are you telling your fellow
Oh,
citizens.
just happened upon your channel, and after swimming through a sea
when
of woke
a
BS, I
enforcement
couldn't be
officer,
happier
whether he's
that I
federal, state,
had
local,
made
ask you
it
to do
back to
something,
really
follow the commands.
reality.
It's real
Thank
easy.
you.
If they ask for
Yes,
identification,
sir.
give
That's
them
what we're here for.
identification.
Thanks for the
If they ask you to
$5,
leave,
bro.
leave.
Awesome.
I know I've
Awesome,
had staff
awesome.
members come up
Oh
to me
God,
and
how
say,
do you
"What
say
do
your
I
name?
do?" And I'll just say,
Gorb
"Follow the rules. It's
G.
real easy. You won't get arrested."
Rotha 599.
And Senator, any last word with just about 15 seconds left?
Welcome to reality, sir. Welcome to
Minnesota
reality.
would like to see the law
We love
enforced.
having
This
people
is
here
our
in reality.
opportunity to be,
We need more of them.
reluctance or
We need what we need is more people that aren't scared of being attacked. That's what we need. We need more people that aren't scared of, cause like I get lots of likes on the videos, but people are just terrified to sub, dude. They're terrified cause like, you know, everything that happened with Kirk and everything like that. Hell, even just here, this dude saying a Kirk off. Like, come on, bro. What is that?
The word that
What is that, bro?
Governor Walz used, the resistance that the Democrats have been placing in front of the rule of law.
I want to say I don't think it's the Democrats nor the Republicans. I think it's a lot of bad actors. I think it's a lot of bad actors that have gotten into our government. A lot of people that don't like the old school American way of life. And that's bad news for us.
Needs to end, and Minnesotans are yearning for these criminals to be removed from our presence and put away.
Hey, fair enough. Fair enough.
Minnesota State Senator Steve Drazkowski and resident.
I'm just gonna call you 599 then.
It was great talking to you. Thank you so much for joining the Sunday briefing.
Thank you.
Man, Fox always has some bangers. It's kind of sad to see that Fox is the only one that even covered the Iran thing. You didn't see any of these other people that have been crying and bitching and complaining even cover the Iran thing about the freaking genocide that's going on there. But we gonna sit here and invade a church in Minneapolis, right? Let's do that. That's totally not impeding upon any kind of freedom of religion, right? That's part of the Constitution.
We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
Again, there's more diversity. There's more diversity in the ICE agents than there is in the people that are protesting. Look at that, big surprise, another white woman.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting.
And they know they're a child sex offender because they're not allowed. The ICE agents are not allowed to ask an American citizen to verify their identity. These men are down there, and this was already proven whenever they broke into a federal agent's car and they showed the documents claiming that these were targets. They were like, oh, they're referring to them like yeah, they're targets. They're people of interest that these guys got to grab and get out of the country. So they don't even have to ask who these people are. They know who they are. They're there to get these people, unfortunately, to like rush them out of Minnesota and then get them out of the country. They're like a bunch of murderers and like awful people. Get them out of here, man.
Insane.
Yeah, Iran isn't a bad way. I want Trump to step in and help with Iran, man. But we're going to cover a little bit of that here in a few seconds. I want to get the ICE stuff out of the way. I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm hoping that Trump uses that Insurrection Act. Come on, Trump. He's already got the troops mobilized, 1,500 of them bad boys. Just do the Insurrection Act. Just do the Insurrection Act. Just be done with it. Just do it. It's okay.
And trust me, I understand.
People are like a fungus, bro. They start growing and you just can't get rid of them. We should deport these people too, honestly. Get them out of here. It might be considered a war crime in some other countries, but let's just get them out of here. Let's just deport them. Send them to Canada or something.
That's what we're doing. My word's not for you. My word is not for you. I don't have to prove.
I agree. Nobody, like, how are you going to sit here and do this stuff in Minnesota whenever you've got a literal genocide going on in Iran? The government's literally, like, mowing down groups of people piling body bags up and then charging the people that are their family members for the bullet that killed them. That's the crazy part. They're charging the family members to come and pick their corpses up. It's disgusting. And you want to sit here in Minneapolis and do this. And Trump needs to pull his head out of his ass and forget about Greenland, man. We gotta fix Minnesota and Iran right now. That's the two things we gotta fix. And then we'll worry about Greenland after. There are more pressing matters afoot.
My warrant is not for you. I don't have to do it. It's insane how you can be locked.
Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to click that. Yo, New York Post, by the way, New York Post. Oh yeah, Don Lemon is making a comeback in media right now because of he was like on the ground with the protesters that stormed into that church in Minneapolis. Or
the Department of
Minnesota.
Justice is investigating the anti-ICE protesters who disrupted services at a church in Minnesota.
By the way, this is also against the Constitution. It's oppression of a religion. They walked into a church and disrupted the services. That's against the Constitution, if you were wondering.
Over the weekend.
But the
I didn't know
Attorney
that.
General
I
says
actually
the
didn't know that.
Demonstrators and journalist Don Lemon, who was with them, did not break the federal law the DOJ is accusing them of. Doug Lazater.
Don Lemon. Is it the same guy?
From Washington with all the details. Hi, Doug.
Carly and Todd, good morning. This was an
Actually, you know what? I think I might have a better one for this. Hold on. I think it was... Where was it? This guy. Yeah, it is Don Lemon. He's getting charged. So whenever he did this, he stormed the church with all these protesters. He made the thing, and now he's facing legal charges of like the Ku Klux Klan Act. He's actually facing legal charges for this.
Sees kids fleeing from church. It is traumatic for the people, and that's what protesting is about.
Watch this guy here. Look, he's hugging his kid.
Talk about a fall from grace, huh?
You know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic.
Now, this guy supposedly got fired from somewhere. He was like I don't think he was a news broad. I think he was like an NFL like spokesman or something like that. I don't know, but he was part of the press, I guess you could say.
The people here, but again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but that's what really.
Yes, they actually charged this fucking freak. Thank God.
Really slippery. Not kidding.
They're charging him. They charged him on Martin Luther King Day yesterday.
That's what protesting is about, and so.
Protesting is about harassing children at church. Wow.
What a disgusting. What a disgusting mentality, by the way.
That. I didn't know that. I'm just learning that right now for the first time. Don Lemon after storming the church. Oh, here we go.
You heard what some of the folks said in there, you know, that this is, they shouldn't be there, and, you know, they shouldn't be uncomfortable, and this is our house, and whatever. That's what protesting is about, is to make people uncomfortable. You may not like it, but, I mean, if they went into a church...
And if you want to have a debate, we could have a debate, but if you're just going to get down in the comments and be retarded, then I'm just going to ban you. Bye-bye. I agree. I'm happy that things are hopefully going to get done. I want Trump to stop pussyfooting around with Minnesota. Stop limp dicking this shit, man. Get it done.
Protesting
Get it done.
Is about, is to make people uncomfortable. You may.
Who decided that protesting is to make people uncomfortable?
Martin Luther King hated people that destroyed property and blocked the streets. He stated that if you do that, you're going to radicalize people against you, and that's exactly what's going on. The people that left the church, none of them joined the group. They all just left the church. And this guy interviewed one of the people that was in the church trying to pray, and he was like, yeah, no, this is just not okay.
I thought it was to make a change.
They're literally violating their own constitution to do this. This is crazy. It's anarchy.
We've decided that protesting is now, the way that you protest is being the most annoying, obnoxious, disruptive, and a just basically problematic person possible. Protesting is actually about petitioning the government for a redress of grievances. The world for traumatizing kids at church to affect political ends is terrorism. Yeah, Don
It is. It absolutely is. These people are anarchist terrorists. That's the reason why they were wanting to charge that Renee Good lady with like domestic terrorism, because that's what it is. It's domestic terrorism.
Okay,
that's exactly what's going on.
So this is what he actually thinks about ICE. because he's really put himself in a bad position doing this. Like I see anybody who's
what did
going
this
out
motherfucker
and,
get fired for? He got fired for
like
something.
you're going into a church and interrupting people from like being able to worship God. I think that you're really it's like from an optics perspective, it looks bad. It definitely does. So and usually you look at history, and I would say in most cases the people that do that aren't the good guys. So let's listen to Don Lemon. Here we go.
Attention, ICE.
So this is so I want you to keep in mind that the mentality of this person, he worked at CNN and he was fired on April 2023 following a pattern of controversial on-air comments, notably suggesting Republican Nikki Haley was past her prime. I don't really care about that. That's I don't really like it when people get on and start like making comments towards someone's like age and stuff. It's a little fucked, but it's not that crazy. It's just such a weird thing to drop whenever you're covering media like this. Like, why would you even why bother saying that? It's just such a weird thing to just say. It's like an insult just to insult somebody because you have nothing else to go on, which is funny enough. That seems to be the reoccurring theme with a lot of these people. Their argument's so invalid, you can't do anything with it. Reports from a variety detailed alleged long-standing misogynistic behavior and workplace issues, including insulting colleagues and a tense on-air exchange with Vivek Ramaswamy, leading to CNN's decision to part ways with him despite his career at the network.
Something that most
obviously he didn't learn from his past offenses. So let's just go ahead and storm a church.
Will not say. They can't say it. I understand that. Attention, ICE.
These people are doing this because they feel like they can. Like, and you want to sit here and preach, oh, well, the Constitution, no, the Constitution. But like storming a church in the United States during a protest, like if you stand outside, that's one thing. But if you actually go into the church and disrupt the religious ceremonies that are going on inside, it's suppression of religion. You can't do that. It's literally against the Constitution.
That most journalists will not say.
What are they going to say?
I understand that, but I'm an independent journalist now, so I can't.
No, you're independent. You. I mean, journalists. I mean, I don't know if I would really say
it's because they're grifters. They're gonna say and do whatever makes them get an audience. That's the reason why Hassan Piker is audience captured, and the reason why after the whole Israel and Palestine thing failed, it didn't fail, but once that was taken care of, they immediately cannibalized him with the whole Kaya thing. It's not even illegal in the state that he's in for him to use a shot caller, but because he's so fucking audience captured. Now, I will say that I don't agree with the reason why he was using the shot caller. I'll absolutely say that. But he's so audience captured that he even tried to put on a show showing that the collar was fake. He cut the talons off of it, or the prongs to make it seem like it was a vibrating collar or something. And it's like, bro, it's just such a mess.
Like, you're independent now. Maybe not an independent journalist, but he's independent now.
Can't say it.
Speed is close to 50 million. That's crazy.
Fuck all the way off.
Low-life losers. And you feel empowered.
You know what's funny is that I bet a lot of the ICE agents are making more money than Don Lemon is now. I do. I bet they're making more money than him.
By your dear leader, Donald Trump.
Leader.
You've never had this position of power before.
Yeah.
Small person.
He is balding.
Well, I think that's how they're able to charge this guy. What is Don Lemon being charged with? Because he's being charged. He's been formally charged with a crime, but he is under investigation by the Department of Justice for his involvement in a protest in Minnesota church, which is what we're watching right now. The incident on January 18, 2026 was present immigration protesters entered and disrupted a Sunday service at City's Church in St. Paul, Minneapolis. Potential charges: Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, Dude, these names are crazy. Indicted that indicated that the DOJ is investigating potential violation of FACE Act, Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrance Act, which prohibits the intimidation or interference with individuals exercising their rights to religious freedom. There have also been mentions of potential 1871 Ku Klux Klan Act charges regarding conspiracy to deprive civil rights. On notice, Dillon stated that Lemon is on notice for his role in the incident, arguing that his actions as a journalist did not exempt him from liability for disrupting a house of worship. Lemon's response: Lemon has defended his actions as a journalism, stating he was chronicling the protest and questioning why he is being targeted for covering the event. Well, I'm sure that everyone in there is going to be charged with something. You can't just do that.
Look at it.
And
I'll pause whenever he leans down.
In an inhumane...
You know what would have been a better thing to do? Is if you were there to protest, you could have entered the church quietly and sat down with your signs and just kept raising the signs up. That would have been such a better thing to do than the way you handled this. That would have made headlines probably across the world, would have went mega viral, and you wouldn't have disrupted anybody. If they asked you to leave, then you leave. You didn't have to storm a church, man. What are you going to solve by, like, disrupting a few people that are just there to pray? There wasn't even that many people in the church, funny enough. I saw the clips of it. We watched it yesterday. There was, like, nobody in that church.
Even understand why, because you're too dumb to figure it out.
You're wrong, and I can't tell you why you're wrong. You just have to agree with me. Okay.
Poorly educated that
makes
Donald
sense.
Trump loves.
Yeah,
that's who you are, and you're out there doing his.
Well, but I mean, most people that look, see he is balding. Look at that. That's really bad. Number one. Number two. People that are poorly educated are generally a victim of circumstance, right? Like if somebody is like very badly educated, the odds are the schools in their area are bad, and there's a socioeconomic reason for that. Now, obviously, there's people that are stupid, sure, but like I would say a lot of education does come down to like what school you go to.
Doing things that are illegal, doing things that are unconstitutional, doing things that are inhumane, like killing someone.
Right.
Because you're pissed off, because this person may be notifying people that you're in the area trying to...
Well, yeah, that's called obstruction. That's like against the law. You can't do that.
And you damn sure can't run over a federal agent.
This is it after a much smarter man.
So this is after the church. They had stormed the church and made all the people leave out of it. He's balding. I don't know. It's because Asmon's balding.
Shuts down his.
It's just something that happens in his chat a lot. People are like, "Oh, he's balding," and he's like, "Yeah, he's balding." Because Asmon does these when he's live, like I do. I react to all this stuff when I'm live as well. So
we went directly into
this will get turned into a video for later. I'll upload this later.
Church, while this church was being harassed and attacked by a bunch of just basically animals, and now this is, I think, finally. This has crossed a line where I think that the government feels like they have a justification to actually go after.
Yes, you're actually onto something there. I've noticed that even Tectone does that a lot. Tectone is like non-baldist. He's like, if you're not bald and you're balding, just go bald, straight up. Man, I miss Tectone. I wish Tectone would go live again.
These people
have come into our house and they've interrupted our worship. This is a house of peace, and we try to proclaim that. And this stirs division and rancor.
It sure does.
And in the end, it's not helpful. Ultimately, I believe they've lost. They've emptied a house of worship. Everybody's gone home.
It's the we read it. We read it out of the where's it at? It's like the section 2? Because this is in like sections. Yeah, the FACE Act, Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrance Act, which prohibits the intimidation or interference with individuals exercising their rights of religious freedom he's also, like I said, been charged with the Ku Klux Klan Act.
Worthless, and so in the end, I think they lose. But more importantly,
he's right.
If I was
Yeah, but like, what did you gain by storming that church? Everybody left. Even the minister left. Like, everyone left out of there. There's nobody in that church anymore. Like,
break into any of their houses uninvited, cause derision and upset according to their values, I would be kicked out ultimately. It's
Absolutely.
not a good way.
It's just all this is just common sense. It's total common sense.
I feel violated. I feel interrupted. I feel angry.
May I ask you something? When you were saying if you had showed up at their house, they're saying that people are showing up at houses where they're citizens without due process and breaking and entering their house. One we saw, I've been watching from New York, with a battering ram into someone's private property, and there's no recourse. There's no, you understand what I'm saying?
So because somebody else had something bad happen to them, it's okay.
Did you realize that these are like federally issued warrants, right? Whenever they try to go after a specific person and they know they're on property, they can do that. That's a thing they can do. That's just how it is. That's the law.
Them to do whatever they want? Like, I don't even understand. Where's the logic here? This is like, again, I always use this.
Yeah, that is a good example. Like, so they're able to do that, so that means that you can do whatever you want, like storming a church and throwing frozen water bottles at ICE agents and rocks and stuff. Like,
example, it's like when you're playing Xbox Live and you lose a game and you get up and you punch your dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what
are we doing here?
On one side are people who watch a previous event.
It's BLM round 2.
It is.
Bring 12 million people in.
Well, there's actually some diversity in this crowd. I'm shocked.
And many of them undocumented.
And here come all the white people.
Criminals, etc. This is another.
Jesus, look at all the women.
It's a church.
Whether you agree with the policies or procedures, I think I could actually be sympathetic to some of the.
Bro, I bet them homeless people that are there are thriving now. I bet those homeless people that are in Minneapolis and Minnesota are thriving right now with all these people giving them free food and stuff. Why aren't they this like aggressive when it comes to homeless people? Or like, you know, the Iran issue.
There we go.
Like the actual genocide going on the other side of the globe.
All Karens, of course.
At the same time, these are what are called targeted interventions by ICE to keep the American people safe.
If I respectfully may interject here, I've been out reporting on a lot of these.
Oh yeah, or shock your dog.
There are no warrants signed by a judge.
It's always easier to be bad than good. That's why there's so many laws. It's so easy to just break the law. I guess
American
that
citizens, many of them.
So all of them are random, and they're all like, if they're all American citizens, then how do so many of them just accidentally turn out to be illegals? I mean, because that's kind of like an interesting question, right? So like, if you just randomly knocking on doors and you're just catching these people, and then they just happen to find a bunch of illegal aliens with huge criminal records, then there's probably more than 20 million illegals here, right?
I
just
agree.
I
remember the old COD lobbies were that way. You'd like get on and you would like say the most heinous shit to them, and then like you would end up joining like a party with them, and you'd end up just like fucking around with them the entire night on like whatever game. I miss those days, man.
That they detain don't have criminal convictions or criminal records.
I'm not going to get into the weeds.
But you should know that, though. Don't you think that's part of it?
Yes, and I could also show you many opposing sides where we're also.
It's just a bunch of old people trying to go and do their prayers. They getting closer to God every day, and you up in there like disrupting their entire flow because of what? For what, man? Even they understand what's going on. There's a reason why it's called the silent majority. They're scared. They're scared of you people. You are literally interfering with their religious freedoms. Like, what are you doing?
The very criminals that have put Americans in danger.
They have.
And
isn't it crazy to like, it's really shocking to me to take a step back and to think about the fact that this entire crash out has been caused
that didn't stop them. That didn't stop them from protesting Israel and Palestine And when we took Maduro, that didn't stop them whenever we did that. They were still out there protesting. Hell, the counter-protesters that were out there for the Maduro and Venezuela thing were actually Venezuelans. The counter-protesters were Venezuelan, asking these morons what the hell they're protesting for.
Us trying to deport illegal aliens. Isn't that insane?
That didn't stop them then. Why they not protesting for Iran right now? An actual genocide. Because these are the same people that are gonna it's like I said yesterday, if these people could kill you in a protest and get away with it, they would. And the sad thing is I think they probably can at this point.
Many people that are like, they've been, I guess, like brain broken to the idea that they think that we should have, infinity illegal aliens come into the country. It's so wild. Yeah, like nothing about this really makes sense to me. I don't know why anybody would advocate for this. I don't know why anybody would say this. It's just very, very odd. Yeah, the whole Canada's watching CNN. 30% of Canadians are now scared to go to the U.S. It's crazy control by the media. Yeah, a lot of people watch CNN in Canada. Yeah, and you mean U.S. executing what people voted on? Yeah, that's what they did.
They're doing the exact same thing. What do you think they're doing and saying whenever they go into this church and say you're either with us or against us? That's literally what they're doing. That's literally what they're doing. That, like, whenever they are marching around doing this, they're literally saying and chanting, if you're not with us, you're against us. Sorry that it's a taste of your own medicine. It is what it is, right?
I'm not saying it's pretty. I'm not saying it's not messy. I'm not saying it couldn't be better. I'm saying this is a part of a much larger dialogue in which...
And that's right, we are leering today. We're always leering here.
Cause a great deal of chaos and havoc and danger for America.
I mean, and this is another thing, right? Canadians don't even have freedom of speech, okay? Like, you guys don't even have the ability to express yourself in your
They became what they fought against, what they thought they were fighting against. They're protesting against taking a dictator from Venezuela. They're protesting capturing these, like, awful people, these rapists, these child molesters, these, like, killers that have been caught in places like in Chicago and LA and obviously Minnesota, and have been released constantly back into the system. They are protecting these people. And why? It's just so stupid.
Country. So, like, I don't really want to hear about how Canadians feel, all right? I mean, like, y'all can't even figure out your own shit. You can't even, you don't.
Yeah, and then they, like, come here to America, all these Somali immigrants, well, not all of them. There are some that are just here to work the American job and pay their taxes and do the right thing. But all the ones that are, like, doing all this daycare fraud and over in Minneapolis, and you can't say they're not, they've already charged like 100 people and convicted them of fraud. It's already done. Like, you can't even say that it's not something that happened. It happened. Yeah. Well, we're just gonna ban you. You're just a schizo. I'm not Republican or Democrat either. I'm actually not a fan of Trump, but I can see with my own two eyes what's going on. I've got the mental brain capacity to see that for sure.
A license to think. Like, I don't want to hear about the approval of a Canadian.
There's always somebody, dude. There's the amount of people that I've had in my comments that are like, oh, there's no fraud going on in Minnesota. There's no proof of that. It's all fake media. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. I got something for you. Here. I got something for you. Check this out. Hold on, wait. It'd probably be easier if I Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about his friend that won't believe in the moon landing. Oh, fuck's sake. Videos. Part clearing up some confusion. I'm gonna let that video play while I'm trying to figure this out.
Trying to correct that.
Do you believe that?
You're wrong. No, I'm not. Look it up.
Why, honestly,
Okay,
let me talk to you
listen,
just on
you're
the
not
facts.
a journalist.
Yes, I am. I want to give you the facts.
You're not a journalist.
Do you know that undocumented people
No,
and
we're
immigrants
done.
commit
Yeah.
far less crime than American citizens?
We're done.
Sure they do. You know what? Don Lemon is a rich guy that probably, I don't know how he grew up, but you've been rich for like 40 years, man. You have no idea. If you actually think they commit less crime because of some fucking study, you have no idea what they're doing. They're committing all types of identity fraud all over the place, all types of, different types of, like welfare abuse, shit like this. It's super, super, super common.
Here, we're done.
Then natural born Americans. You won't listen.
If you could ask,
I'm giving you the facts. It is.
Give me facts. I would have a conversation.
But I can respond to you.
No,
man. Lives in a nice white neighborhood.
He doesn't want to listen to facts.
Doesn't want to listen to the facts.
That's the interesting thing about this is that they won't listen to facts.
I just don't. No.
You won't because
when you
because
pose as a journalist,
I am a journalist. I'm journalist.
They do.
I am.
That's
a
exactly what they
journalist.
do.
No, I am a journalist. No, you don't understand. I used to be on CNN. No, you can't tell me I'm not a journalist. I am a journalist. I was on CNN. They call me a journalist over there. No, you can't say I'm not.
And then you start correcting me with facts, and don't have.
You shouldn't hear the facts.
Of course, I should
most
hear
of the people
facts.
who are picked up
But
are
will you
not.
give me the facts on both sides?
That is the facts on both sides.
The facts on both sides are that you're
Most
right
of the
about
people
everything.
Who are picked up and are
There you
deceiving
go.
are not.
This is these people in a nutshell right here. These are the people that you think you can convince. They're like flat earthers almost. Hold on, wait. That's just. I need to go to. Hold on. These are the kind of people that you can't convince these people. You get nowhere with them because they just want to be right so badly that there's no convincing them.
Someone I know who doesn't believe we went to the moon. So I said, what kind of evidence would convince you? He said, images of the landing site of the Apollo missions. So I said, okay, here's a website where we sent an orbiter to the moon so that it was close enough, because ground-based telescopes, they don't have the resolution to see the landing sites. But if you get close enough to the moon, you can. It photographed the entire surface of the moon, and there were the landing sites, and you saw the rover tracks, the base for the lunar module. That night, he went home and found it. Then he came back and says, NASA could have faked that. Well, I'm done with you. We have no more to talk about. Because he's not ready to be convinced.
And this is the reason why they're being so violent. And they're being allowed to be so violent is because their base argument, the foundations are flawed. It's cracked. It's a cracked foundation you're trying to build a house on. And everyone's telling you it's a cracked foundation, that the land it's Garbo. It's Garbo land. It's just going to crack the foundation no matter how much you put on it because it makes no fucking sense. You're dumb. And that's what we have to deal with. You're never going to convince these people otherwise, but you can enforce the law in the state. That's what should be happening.
Someone I know who doesn't believe.
I'm actually going to save this for future. I don't know if I can. I'll put this here.
They have no criminal convictions. They have no criminal record.
That's true. They have no criminal convictions, but they do have criminal charges. The majority of them.
Big surprise that if they get charged in the state and they just keep getting caught and released, there's no actual convictions. Interesting. That's really interesting. I guess fuck the families that, these people hurt.
do have criminal charges. They just don't have criminal convictions. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have never really just been randomly charged for like assault with a deadly weapon,
right?
Or, you know, any sort of like bad sex crime or something like that. 70% of them do have criminal charges, but less than that have criminal convictions, obviously. So yeah, it's just crazy. It is. It's crazy. People even say this. And you see how people like Don Lemon intentionally obfuscate things. They intentionally misrepresent things. And this is what this old guy's talking about, right? Is that the facts on both sides are that the majority
it's like that lady that got shot and killed. It's like and the thing is like I actually genuinely feel bad for the citizens or the people that have moved here that are trying to get their citizenship, because that's one of the reasons why you have a lot of these immigrants that have, not illegal, these immigrants. And I strongly believe that if you are an immigrant and you've moved here and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're a net positive to America, you're paying your taxes, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to work, and you're not on welfare, I think you deserve a right here just like every other cold-blooded American. You do. You're putting in the effort like everyone else is. I absolutely agree with you being here. And these illegal immigrants are ruining it for these people that have worked hard. Like, it's hard to move to America. It is. There, you know, like, you've got all these immigrants that are literally moving in, using welfare. Like the Somalians in Minnesota committing all the fraud is a prime example. They're moving in. They're giving these senators all these votes. I'm not going to say Democrat or Republican. I'm going to say senators, because I'm sure there's some fucking Republican cocksuckers out there doing the same thing, and you can't convince me otherwise. I don't believe that it's left or right. I believe there's bad apples that have made the entire tree rotten to the core, and that's what's going on here. And the reason why they're doing it is because they don't get held accountable for doing it. You need to start holding these people accountable for ruining our democracy. And I feel like once we get all these illegals out, and or look, a huge portion of them, we should reopen our borders with accountability to who we let in. Like, it shouldn't take 15 years, but at the same time, if they're going to let you in and you immediately go and start using like food stamps and welfare, you need to get the fuck out. Because we won't even have Social Security that we're paying into. In 2035, it'll be all gone. And it's because of all this that we don't have anything. You know, it's like, so able to delete that. So trying to assault somebody is a low crime. You realize that they're letting people out with like 40 arrests and like 9 felonies. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that video. Dad speaks out about his killed by someone with, I think it was a crazy amount. It was like 23 arrests, 9. I doubt this is gonna pop up. Yeah, this is it. Check this out. Here you go.
How many times are we going to hear that someone was killed, someone was hurt, someone was tracks, allegedly by a thug with 18 priors? Aaron Walker is now charged with attempted murder. He was rolled with a lengthy rap sheet, broke in, and murdered her in cold blood.
Think about your child coming home from a night out with their friends, laying down, going to sleep, feeling somebody come in the room and wake them, and drag her out of bed, naked, forced on her knees, with her hands over her head, begging for her life. She was 5'3". She weighed 115 pounds. Bang! Dead. Gone. Why? Because Alexander Devontae Dickey, who was arrested 39 times, 25 felonies.
These are the people that are letting out. It's not fucking misdemeanors. And if you keep that shit up in my chat, bro, agree that misdemeanors is a crime and is a it is a detainable offense. It absolutely is. Even if it's a misdemeanor, it's still a crime. You should be charged with it, put in jail. Like, enough of this catering to these fucking schizos, man.
Was on the street. You will be sick and...
I'm gonna tell you something. If I was this dad, that motherfucker, they could not put him in the deepest, darkest hole that I would not find him in. I would tell you that right now. If that was my daughter, brother, you wouldn't be able to put that motherfucker in the deepest, darkest hole that I wouldn't find him in. I would find him. I would do anything I could to get to him. There would not be a prison on this fucking earth that I would not find that fucker in.
Tired of my face and my voice until this gets fixed. I will fight until my last breath for my daughter. Stop protecting the people that keep taking them from us. Please. You have the power. We put you in the power to do what you have to do. We're asking you, we're begging you all to stop this.
Here with me is that father you just heard, Stephen Federico. Stephen, I saw that video and I was enraged right along with you. First of all, I'm so sorry.
I don't give a shit where you're at. If you broke the law, even if it's I don't give a fuck. You think you think that makes a difference? If you're rich, if you're poor, if you're fucking, I don't give a fuck. Dude, enforce the law. That's what it's there for. I don't care what state you're in. If you did a misdemeanor in a different state, they need to detain your ass in the state that you decided to run to and ship your ass right back over to the state where you did it. That's exactly what should happen. Just like with marijuana. Oh, well, marijuana's legal now. It doesn't matter. You broke the law whenever it was illegal. Doesn't matter. Don't break the fucking law. It's there for a reason. How is it so fucking hard? Like, I was a firefighter. I was a school bus driver. I have a class BM license. I can drive a fucking MB, which is bus and motorcycle and car. I've never had a traffic citation. I've never done anything fucking retarded. Just don't break the fucking law. It's common sense. Don't speed. Don't be a retard. It like, how is this even a conversation? And yeah, federal law surpasses state law. That's the whole reason why the federal government exists. It's to enforce laws across the nation. And you want to sit here as an individual state and act like you're above that federal law? No, bro. No. That's not how it works.
Do not have convictions, but the majority of them do have charges. Both of these things are true at the same time, but if you're only presenting one set of information, then you're going to give people the wrong impression.
Commit far less crimes.
And you can't say this guy doesn't know what he did because he recorded a video after he did this saying that he fucked up.
Native-born Americans.
Anybody that thinks that, bro, like,
So
wow.
They won't listen to the facts. Anyways, these.
Are you thinking about deportations? Yeah, I'm talking about people that have been deported by ICE. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about.
And not to mention how many people have self-deported. A lot of immigrants have self-deported, or illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Illegal immigrants have self-deported. Like, if you're getting asked by an officer, and you know they're an officer, obviously they're an officer, just comply with them. If you feel like it's not lawful, take it up in court later. Live today, fight tomorrow. Don't do like what that domestic terrorist did, Renee Good. They're literally trying to charge her with domestic terrorism. Don't do that. If they're asking you to get out of the car, get out of the damn car. If they're asking you for your information, give them your information. Bring it up in court later. Get a lawyer. Take it up with the court. Doing this doesn't solve anything. This gets people killed. They're the ones with the guns, unfortunately, and that's just how it is.
But you see, I was right, not defending Don Lemon. Yeah, I know that. But like, I do try to, oh, here we go too. So he's panicking. He knows he committed several federal offenses by storming a church for the purpose of intimidating and harassing worshipers. Oh man. I do. I think this guy actually might be cooked.
I do. I absolutely think she was a domestic terrorist. She was there impeding a federal investigation for politically charged motivated reasons. that her reasons behind what she was doing was politically charged, which brings it into the bounds of terrorism. And it makes it domestic because it's not a foreign adversary. That's exactly what it is. Okay, I'll Google it right now. What is the definition of terrorism? There you go. I'll define it for you since I've done this before. I don't give a fuck. Terrorism is generally defined as the calculated use of a threat or violence to instill fear. There's the big word right there. You don't actually have to hurt anybody. To instill fear in a population or coerce a government for political, religious, or ideological goals. Often targeting civilians to achieve broader aims beyond the immediate victims. So there you go. Whenever you're following ICE agents around, honking your car, blockading the road for politically charged reasons, it's terrorism. You're trying to scare them into not doing their investigation, and in doing so, you're being a terrorist. You're being a domestic terrorist. That's literally the definition. I gave you not only the definition, but I explained to you how she falls under domestic terrorism. What you got?
Propaganda news alert from this supposed right-angled news network.
Now you're out there arguing with Twitter accounts. All right, let's go. Let's hear it.
That I led a protest into a church this morning in Minneapolis. That is complete BS. First of all, I had no idea.
That's right. Those kids have no mother because she wanted to be seen. That's the thing. You're not doing this for like your own goals. You're doing this for some weird agenda. That's the issue. You can't impede federal, what if that, let's say that wasn't a federal officer. Let's say that was a police officer. Let's say that was just a normal police officer or a National Guard person. You mean to tell me that it's okay if it was a National Guard person too? Or a police officer? No. So why the hell would you do it with somebody that's above the law? Like above the police. Not above the law, but above the police. Like federal agents are above the police.
Was until
as a federal agent, you can arrest a police officer if you see them committing a felony, by the way.
And number two,
should be explaining this to his lawyer, honestly. I'm surprised he's talking about this.
That's what every journalist should be doing. Exactly.
The whole definition, bro, that is the whole definition. What you talking about? Calculated use or threat of violence to instill fear in a population. Okay, I'll read the entire fucking thing. I'll read the whole damn thing. Here we go. I'll read the entire thing, top to bottom. The entire thing, top to bottom. Whole damn thing. I don't give a fuck. Terrorism is generally defined as the calculated use or threat of violence to instill fear in a population or coerce a government for political, religious, or ideological goals, often targeting civilians to achieve broader aims beyond the immediate victims. Key elements include violence, threat of violence, the creation of terror, using your car as a fucking blockade, targeting non-combatants, and a motive to influence policy or social structure. While definitions vary, especially concerning state actions, common understandings focus on intimidation, and coercion. I'll say it again: intimidation. I'll keep saying intimidation and coercion of political change. Violence, threats of violence, the use of force or its incitable threats, credible threats, intent to create fear, designed to have psychological effects beyond the victims, creating a climate of terror, political ideological goals, aims to achieve political, social, religious, or ideological objectives, coercion, seeking to compel governments or populations to act or refrain from acting, targeting audience. What do you want? You want the whole fucking thing, bro? You want the whole fucking thing? I'm just gonna fucking block you. You're retarded. You're like that fucking thing that, like I just said. You're that retard friend that fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson had to fucking get out of his thing. You're a fucking retard. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, loser. I'm not gonna center my entire fucking arguments around your retarded
Every journalist
ass.
should
Bye bye.
be
You're
going
fucking
into a
retarded.
church,
Bye bye.
barging into the church, harassing people, interrupting their worship, and then telling them that they deserve to be interrupted because some random guy that lives in another state got harassed.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I could see
Exactly.
why people don't think he's a journalist.
That's the kind of person that's gonna sit there and defend child rapists and people like that. Man, don't listen to those people. They're schizos. They're actually crazy. They're the people that get into your comments and they're like, oh, but the thing says, the Constitution says this, and then you read the First Amendment like what happened after Charlie Kirk died. People were like, oh, but the First Amendment, and it's like, dude, you do realize that you were violating the First Amendment when you killed him. What?
Right.
Get out of here. Like, people were protesting and stuff, and it's like, peaceably to assemble, moron. Get up out of here.
Commit an act of journalism, which is what every journalist should be doing.
Yes.
That's what happened. So if you really want
the Yoda line was pretty good. I got to give him props there. The Yoda line was pretty good.
Out there, but the majority of these mainstream media journalists are total enemies of the people. They have no interest and no desire of making anything better. They don't want to tell you the truth. They want to misrepresent.
And if you don't think that if you think Asman, whenever he's saying this, is fake, think about Nick Shirley whenever he went and did all the independent journalism that he did in Minneapolis with all those Somalians and it doesn't even have to necessarily be all Somalians. Like, I don't care. Even if it's an American doing it, they need to be fucking charged with fraud because that's what it is. It's frauding the federal government with all those daycares.
No desire of making anything better. They don't want to tell you the truth.
How come it is that just a random fucking YouTuber goes down in Minnesota as an independent journalist, records all these sites, goes to these sites, and now you have Tim Walz and the governor trying to step down out of their positions and literally combat the federal government now that all these Somalians are being fucking arrested? How can you explain that? You can't. It's staring you right in the face and you still want to ignore it.
And they will simply lie to you if things are inconvenient for them. This is what they do.
Truth about what happened. Why don't you check it out at the Don Lemon Show on YouTube, on Substack, and on Twitch. And follow us on any of our socials if you really want to know.
I'm so sick of these disingenuous morons that just want to like sit here and do that. They're so disingenuous with it.
From a so-called news network.
Disingenuous.
Let's find out what the truth actually is. Okay, Twitch tracker. Yep, the thing that I say should.
The fake news magas are losing their mind over something that's not even true.
It's not even true. Wow. Well, I guess we're going to have to
I'm not even a fan of Trump. And tell me why he's able to sue the BBC News because they edited a speech he did before January 6th insurrection that made it seem like he did incite the violence when he never did. They edited the parts of it, sewed it together to spin a false narrative that he incited the insurrection, and he never did. I didn't even vote for the orange bastard. I never voted for the orange warlord, the tangerine warlord, okay? I never fucking voted for the dude. I don't like him. I still don't like him. I don't care how many wars he stops. I still don't fucking like him. But at the same time, you've got to admire what he's done.
Doubt.
So let me just make it clear, because this a assistant attorney general, I don't know, gosh, what's her name? Something Hammett, Gillen or whatever. So I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until.
Why would it matter if you were affiliated? You did it.
We followed them there. We were there chronicling protests.
I think he's realizing that he might have fucked around. Mm-hmm. He might have fucked around.
Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism.
It's an act of journalism.
It's not an act of journalism. It's an act of fucking terrorism.
Which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization.
He's not number one. You're not a journalist. You're not acting as a journalist. You're acting as a agitator. You're acting as an inciter, and you're doing this on purpose. That's the reason why.
He's doing it on purpose because it gets the clicks and views. It's all for internet clout, especially if you're an independent journalist that just wants to like go out there and cause more problems. That's all you're doing.
It's called journalism.
It's called journalism.
All that stuff.
Journalism is whenever I run into a church and I cause problems.
All of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you
He's an absolutist now. This is after he was crying to Elon Musk to ban memes. But now he's an absolutist. It's crazy how these things change, isn't it?
the actual person who is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the protest at the church before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for your attention.
It's crazy.
While children are
How do you do this? He knows what they were going to do.
You are a bigot, a fucking racist, and a small penis asshole.
I feel like I'm watching a
I said
therapy
that.
session.
Just
right?
and delusional.
He's got that midlife crisis sinking in.
He's really, he's really
like,
having.
I didn't even say your name.
He's
I don't
really
even
going
like to
through it.
hear your voice.
Harassing the newly freed slaves. So the Klan Act is a law that makes it illegal to terrorize citizens, to violate their civil rights, to get together and conspire to violate the civil rights. It is often used against...
And they did conspire. Like, both Don Lemon and retard Rasputin both admitted that they were conspiring and planning to do this. And he even recorded them conspiring out in front of the church. It's over. It's totally done.
Law enforcement, but is now used against others as well.
man.
So
Yeah, this is what they're charging him with. The Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871. Obviously, it's fucking illegal to go to a church and disrupt freedom of religion because it's fucking illegal. It doesn't really matter what you want to say or think. It's against the law. It's black and white. It's there. It's there for a reason. It's to protect people that have religious... It's to provide religious freedom in America. You know, that thing that these people seem to think is being encroached upon on their side. But yeah, no, the dude's getting cooked. He's getting fucking cooked. We spent way too long on that video because of one dumbass dude. Way too long trying to see. I even brought up the video of Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I was like, I thought about that too. Whenever I was reading out that definition, I was like, you know what? I think I'm done with this.
Puking and internal.
Hold on, wait. We're gonna cover Iran. Let me just get through with the Let me get through with the Don Lemon and the Minnesota bullshit. We got some XQC. Got that. Okay.
Liberals across the country will be storming into their congressional offices. Oh my God.
I'm as mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore!
Take these people, open up asylums, put them in it. Keep them away from society. Please.
I bet you are.
On January 20th, we are walking out to free America.
And walking in to remove the regime.
We're walking out of work.
Yeah, dude, it's cold out. You know, all them riders must be freezing their butt off, bro. Like, there's no way.
Like, guys, this is the
It's gotta
way.
be cold
like, as
out
I
there.
said, this is the way I think racists feel, right? Where, like, it's another example of a girl with tarot cards who's
Can't forget about that septum piercing, bro. It's all the same. They all got that nose ring. They got them big ass glasses, the nose ring, and highlighter, neon colored hair.
about
all the same
like,
thing.
fucking fighting at walking out of school. She's wearing a nose ring. I mean, it's just it's so stereotypical. It's crazy.
We are looking at the first stages of onset Karenism. So you have whatever the fuck this thing is. This is like the early stages, and then you have Karen, and then you have Banshee after that. Most of the to give you an idea of what a Banshee is, that's the people that are down in Minnesota screaming and wailing like a bunch of little bitches. That's what Bansheeism looks like. This is like early onset Karenism. She could still be changed. Someone can change her, but I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't.
Out of school.
We're walking out of anywhere and everywhere.
Because it's
This is called the simp. If anyone is wondering,
out of school.
any guy that you see down protesting, it's usually because they're either married to somebody there, they're just a fun person. Like, it takes a special kind of person to marry a Banshee. It just does, or like early onset Karen. And a simp is somebody that unfortunately has been turned by a early onset Karen into a simp and has fully accepted his lifestyle. And unfortunately for those people, there's no saving them. The only thing that we can do is kill them. I mean, the only thing that we can do is cater to their needs.
Out of anywhere and everywhere.
I'm kidding, by the way. That's actually a joke. I don't want these people to die. We should put them in a box somewhere, though. We should keep them away from the general population.
Holy fuck. Remember what I talked to you guys about? The Karen evolution chart? This is a fully evolved swamp hag. This is it. You're seeing it right here.
A swamp hag! Yes, this is after the Karen. The swamp hag / banshee.
With fascism.
Starting at 2 p.m. local time, we'll start a wave of walkouts across the nation.
That's right, straight jackets for all, boy.
And freedom from this hostile and lawless takeover of our country.
Then we'll
Yeah, so do I. So you get rid of
start
these people.
walking in.
Congress has the power to remove a tyrant from office. It's not an option, it's their sworn duty.
So at 3 p.m., we'll start walking in to local congressional offices to demand impeachment and removal.
We are peacefully demanding.
I think they should just get rid of the impeachment process. Trump got impeached and they didn't do shit. They should just get rid of that. That shit's useless. Oh, you got impeached though? Yeah, but he just got reelected even after he had gotten impeached. Impeachment means fuck all. So it's obvious that impeaching somebody doesn't mean shit. I want to see some charges dropping on people. That's what I want. I want to see senators walking out of their office in handcuffs. That's what I want to see. I want to see people go down for this.
Karen Inquisition. Oh my God.
That our representatives filed their own articles of impeachment against Trump and senior Trump officials.
And we are demanding that they force a vote.
Donald Trump has committed tyranny and obstruction of justice.
They already voted. They voted for Donald Trump and his immigration policies. America did vote. You're just disregarding the vote. That's what you're doing. You're acting like a democracy didn't happen in order to put Trump in power. Doesn't matter who the president is. The thing is that he got voted in by the American people. The American people, the silent majority of people that are too fucking scared to say anything because of these schizos going around threatening people, are the reason why you had a silent majority and you think that the election was rigged. It's because they're scared of you. They're scared because they see what happened to Charlie Kirk. They see what happened to people that talk against you. And you're crazy. That's why. You're actually crazy.
Has committed
Turning
tyranny?
ICE into a paramilitary force is an act of treason.
On January 20th, we are
No, it's not. That's like, okay.
telling our congressional officials that it is their duty right now to impeach
Yeah,
convicted
what's against the Constitution? You can't even use that as an argument. You do realize that going against the Constitution is somebody that gets shot in the neck and dies for exercising his freedom of speech? Or better yet, let's go ahead and what we'll do is we'll tyrannize everybody on social media and make them scared to speak out whenever they have these political views that you just don't like. Or better yet, we'll storm a church in the middle of Minneapolis, Minnesota, or I'm sorry, it wasn't Minneapolis, it's St. Cloud, because of something that happened in Minneapolis. How are you going to preach about constitutional rights when you've got 3 of them right there? Freedom of speech is destroyed whenever Kirk is shot and killed. You've got, and then after that, you have people online making posts about trying to kill his fucking kids of all things, trying to kill his bloodline. Then you've got like all this like freedom of speech persecution that's going on online where people are like getting threats and death threats and stuff just for exercising freedom of speech online. And then you got fucking people walking into churches and saying all this crazy stuff and it's suppression of religion. You're literally going in during the middle of church and suppressing their religion. Like, and you want to talk about, you can't even use that argument anymore. It's so hypocritical.
Convict and remove. Impeach, convict, and remove.
Jesus Christ.
Post your plans to join
Don't talk to me about constitutional. You obviously don't know what it says.
Tomorrow. Oh my God. Tomorrow.
You damn sure don't know what the amendment is for protesting. It says peaceably to assemble. Peaceably to assemble. It doesn't mean crowd the streets. It doesn't mean break the fucking law. It means to stand on the sidewalk and in the grass or at a park or something, or even get with law enforcement. Talk to law enforcement in the area and be like, yo, I know there's going to be a shitload of people here. Can you guys maybe blockade off some roads? It takes 5 seconds. Seriously. But no, we're just going to stand in the middle of the road, completely impede federal investigators. We're going to break into federal investigator cars, burn cars into the pavement, scorch American flags, destroy public and private property. Dude, don't talk to me about the Constitution. You obviously don't know what the fuck is in it.
It's going to be amazing. This is insane.
Out.
It's going to be a good day.
Using the hashtags Free America and remove the regime.
And document your visits on the 20th with those hashtags so that we can multiply the movement. Find your local congressional office, sign up, and receive articles of impeachment.
And you know what the best part about YouTube is that you're so fucking banned. Bye-bye! If you want to have an actual conversation, we can have one, but if you insult me, I'm just going to remove you and call you a retard, because you are. And don't be disingenuous with your conversation either. I'll ban you for that too.
Information you need at removetheregime.com. We'll see you on January 20th.
We'll see you on...
She's picking tarot cards. Oh my god. Man. These people are actually scary. They're the ones that say get in the train before you're ever seen again. Oh no, they kill you.
Well, here's the thing. Whenever you want to drive I mean, we all kind of saw what happened there. I mean, karma's a bitch, ain't it? But if you want to drive your car into a federal officer or anybody that's in the middle of the street, you should obviously go to jail unless you're literally about to flip the car over with somebody in it. That shit's terrifying, and I absolutely agree with what Florida does. Florida, if you want to sit there in a crowd of people and try to flip over a car or break their windows, they have every legal right to run your ass clean the fuck over. And you know what? You get what's coming to you. And secondly, if you think that you're going to run over a police officer or a federal agent and not get your ass capped, then that's on you. See how well that goes for you. Oh, cool. Bye-bye. Reporting me doesn't do anything, you idiots. I'm not doing anything. Reporting me does nothing.
They'd kill you if you could. And that's why it's important to make sure they don't get power. It is. It's very important to make sure that that doesn't happen. Because if they do, then they'll do whatever they can. Like whatever the...
Clearly. Hold on, wait a minute. We got a non-believer in chat. Really? Oh man, let's see that clearly. Let's see what the ICE agent's view looked like. Let's see what that looked like. Since she was clearly just showing, you know, she was...
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
I'm not mad at you.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen.
Oh, look at that. That's the ICE agent that's trying to get plates. They keep in mind that this lady has been following them around all morning and is blockading their movement, impeding their ability to do their job. And then there you go. There's the other car that just got out and is now going over here. And you can't say that it was not based on training. The dude had been with ICE for 14 years. He was hired in ICE during the Obama administration. So, and if you don't believe me, look it up. And boom, right into him. Oh, look at that. Damn. That's right. They didn't like protesters in the street. It's illegal to stand in the street. It's impeding the flow of traffic. It's illegal. It's against the law. Just like burning the American flag is arson. It's against the law. Stop breaking the fucking law. If you want to protest, fine. Just don't break the fucking law. Don't impede traffic. Yeah, that's right. Cops are doing their job. If they're detaining you, if a federal agent or a police officer detains you, get the fuck out of the car. Don't try to run them over because you think you're above the law.
We'll see you on January 20th.
We'll see you on January 20th.
All right.
Thank you for standing up for our democracy.
We can all do this. It's time.
It's time.
Bro, I was a fucking fireman, you fruitcake. I was a fucking firefighter, you moron. I know what arson is, jackass. Oh my God, what is with these people? Arson. I literally saved people's fucking lives. I went to college for it, nimwit. A person who commits arson is referred to as an arsonist or a serial arson. Oh, I don't care about like the arsonist part of it. Setting fire to or charring property. Although the act of arson typically involves buildings, the term can also refer to intentional burning of other things such as motor vehicles, watercraft, or forests. The crime is typically classified as a felony. I have actually had a serial arsonist that I've had to go to. Don't talk to me about what arson is, guy. I know exactly what it is. Yeah. That's the reason why he was able to shoot and kill her. Is because whenever you try to run your vehicle into an officer, or anybody for that matter, if you try to run somebody over or use your car as a battering ram, it's deadly force. When you use your vehicle to threaten or intimidate somebody by trying to run them the fuck over, they have every right to pull their gun out and kill you. Especially in the state of Texas.
On TikTok,
maybe don't use your vehicle like a deadly weapon and you won't get shot.
Cause a bunch of problems. And I think that if things continue getting worse, where they are kind of getting worse, you are probably going to see the military be brought in. Especially with them like running around trying to like identify and attack random people. Like it's really, really bad.
The Pentagon is reportedly preparing to deploy 1,500 soldiers to Minnesota as protesters continue to cause chaos for immigration agents in the state.
Our own Matt Finn joins us live from Minneapolis with all those details. Matt, good morning.
What do you mean the last part?
Yeah, finally.
What do you mean, moron? From Title I U.S. DOJ policy on use of force, firearms may not be discharged solely to vehicle unless a person in the vehicle is threatening the officer or another person with deadly force by means other than the vehicle. Well, I guess that doesn't matter because they did an investigation, and here's the thing, is that whenever you want to use your vehicle as a weapon and try to run somebody over and they shoot and kill your dumbass, then see how that goes for you. How about that? I don't even understand that. Oh, fuck off. Another retard, hide user from channel. The BAM's cuz shows that he specifically walked in front of the car prior, meaning, but that doesn't give you the fucking right to run somebody over. Just because you walk in front of someone's car doesn't give you the right to run them over. The fuck is that mentality? Are you stupid? Just because you walk in front of someone's car doesn't give you the fucking right to run them over. What is that mentality? Are you fucking dumb? Who says that? And you want to call us bootlickers, motherfucker? Who says that? Just because somebody walks in front of a car, that gives you the right to fucking run them over? Are you stupid? Hello? Pedestrians always have the right of way. The fuck are you saying? Jesus fuck, what is this mentality? Fuck's sake, that's so stupid. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're a loser. Fucking disingenuous piece of shit. Bye-bye. You're an idiot. Yeah, because, you know, if someone who's about to get run over has, like, an entire minute to look up on their phone and read what the fucking DOJ says, it's not like it's a split-second decision. That obviously paid off for them. By the way, ICE agent.
Good morning to you, Rachel.
What a bunch of idiots.
We're entering week 3 of the unrest here in Minnesota, and the clashes between protesters and law enforcement are showing no signs of slowing down.
3 weeks.
Look at them all.
Do it! Another tense scene Saturday outside the federal ICE facility. Law enforcement holding the line against angry protesters who can be heard screaming, "Kill yourself," and "Un-American" to officers. The Washington Post reporting about 1,500 active duty soldiers preparing to possibly make their way here if more violence escalates. And Governor Tim Walz also mobilized the Minnesota National Guard yesterday. The Guard staged to support local law enforcement if needed, and says it's ready to respond to locations across the metro area. Now, yesterday, protests continued outside the ICE detention center, and there was also a violent clash between counter-protesters at City Hall. President Trump has warned that he may use the Insurrection Act here in Minnesota, which would allow the
federal... That's what they have to do. Like, I don't know why it's taken so long. I think every day that it doesn't happen, it just makes him look worse. And I'm shocked.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is they just don't want accountability. They want to preach to you. They want to tell you. These people want to tell you how the Constitution works. So they cherry pick out each individual thing that they want to use, and they try to tell you how it actually works, and then you go and fucking read the entire thing, and it's like, dude, come the fuck on. Get out of here. Exactly. If a law, and they even told her, they was like, step out of the car. Why didn't you just get out of the car? They even said that to Aspen. They were like, well, what would you have done in that situation? You probably would have got shot. He's like, no, I would have just stopped the car and got out. Just stop the car and get the fuck out of the car, bro. If a law enforcement or somebody wearing, hell, it doesn't even have to be law enforcement. If someone with an M4 or a fucking handgun walks up to you and tells you to get the fuck out of the car, what should you be doing right now? Get the fuck out of the car. Duh? Hello? How's this even a conversation? Could have been a couple gang members, and guess what you should have been doing? Getting the fuck out of the car. What are you doing? Like, it's like they have no self-preservation whatsoever. Like, how fucking dim-witted do you have to be? Like, how dim do you have to be?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Government to use.
Oh, but that's not law enforcement. That's not how that works. I not law enforcement. They're gang members. They're gang members. Well, I guess you can't really be saying that now that you're fucking dead, huh? They done shot your ass and took your car anyway. They pulled your corpse out, put it on the side of the road. Hello? It's just no self-preservation whatsoever. It just blows my mind.
Troops to bring calm. Meanwhile, a statewide day of action is scheduled for this Friday. Activists are asking people not to attend work, school, or make purchases, and the St. Paul Federation of Educators is also asking people to participate in that day of action Friday. Back to you guys in New York.
All right, Matt Finn, live force in Minneapolis.
Jesus.
Matt, thank you. It's just continuing to ramp up and up and up. And it's important as we continue to cover this story to remember how we got here. The reckless open border policies of Joe Biden led to...
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
I don't want to blame left or fucking right. I don't give a fuck about all that. The thing is that we have a problem. We need to fucking solve it. Stop trying to blame the prior fucking bitches. No one cares about that. What matters is what's going on right now, here and now. Stop trying to blame the prior administration. We'll never get out of this fucking cycle of blaming the prior administration. No one gives a fuck about the prior administration because it's done and over with. Move on from it. Fix the country.
Minnesota's
the hell with the fucking prior administration. What are you going to do about it right now?
Watch this.
Oh, here we go.
These are acts of insurrection against the laws of the United States and against the sovereignty of the United States.
Exactly. Use the Insurrection Act, deploy the military, be done with it. This should have been done during BLM, but it wasn't. I don't know why the fuck it wasn't, but it wasn't. And they're just doing it again because they got away with it the first time. Do what you're supposed to do.
Illegal aliens who broke into this country, who then raped children.
I wouldn't even say they broke into the country. How can you tell me that illegal aliens broke into the country in Minnesota? It's obvious someone higher up was literally importing illegal immigrants just so they can get votes. That's what this really boils down to. And you can't tell me they weren't, because they were trying to implement a 5-person vouch system where they were going to let you vouch for up to 5 people. That was like an honor system from hell. So don't even give me that.
Committed human trafficking, sex trafficking, drug trafficking. Protected, shielded, sheltered, coddled, defended at every level by the leadership in Minnesota. And then when ICE goes out to make these arrests, they unleash violent...
I did. They should go into Minnesota using the United States military. They should round up all these schizo protesters that are breaking the fucking law and put their ass in jail. And charge them with federal crimes is exactly what the fuck they should do. And if you throw a fucking brick or try to run over a federal agent or anybody and they shoot and kill you, then rip bozo.
Mobs to attack.
You can't, like, the police officers, the federal agents, and the army are not your fucking punching bags. That's not what they're there for.
Assault and impede ICE officers, and they refuse to allow the city police to protect those ICE officers in the context of their duties.
The police, some of the police have either, a lot of them, I think it was 23 of the police officers basically resigned from the Minnesota police force, and 18 of the 23 went to join ICE.
Willfully aiding and abetting this violence.
But the key word they're talking about insurrection there from Stephen
sides. I thought they were against that.
Well, and if he's
It's
talking about
now?
insurrection, maybe we're going to get the Insurrection Act.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Who knows from President Trump? But I couldn't help but think we're a day before honoring and celebrating the life of Dr. Martin Luther King. What was his message? Nonviolence, peaceful protests.
Well, first and foremost, this country isn't authoritarian. Secondly, this is a democracy, and we're the richest country in the world. So obviously, our political and wealth defines us from every other country in the world. Just because you fucking see all these authoritarian dictators open with lethal force on these crowds like what's going on in Iran doesn't mean that America has to do the same fucking thing. Stop trying to compare this to something that's going on in Iran right now as we speak. It's not the same. They can deploy these troops with rubber bullets, gas grenades, and stuff that will that will give them the ability to detain these protesters without harming them. Stop trying to compare this to dictatorships and authoritarian regimes. It won't float here, bro. It doesn't work.
I feel like we're seeing any of that in Minnesota.
No, not at all. It's also, there's a long history, of course, on the
And
left.
what, is he scared of losing votes? Is he scared of getting reelected? I don't think Trump gives a fuck. You know why? He can't get reelected. Who cares? The issue is that these people are literally breaking the law and looting and burning shit to the ground. It doesn't matter what you think or feel. Most of the people see it. They see the anarchy that's going on. They're making their own blockades in Minnesota to keep people from getting in. Come on. It's anarchy. It's chaos.
Of having these kind of like shock troops from, you know, these like...
Well, this is what's happened is that the reason why these people do this is because they get away with it. They got away with it.
No, it's not even freedom of speech. I'm so used to dealing with the same questions over and over. Like, I can't tell you how many comments I see on a daily basis that I'm just like, oh my fucking God, dude. Like, I have copy and pasted the United States Constitution so many times. It's not even funny. And like, I'll even go through whenever I download a PDF of it and I like, in parentheses, specifically, mostly with the First Amendment, peacefully to assemble. Peacefully to assemble means that you're protesting, not standing in the street, breaking the law, burning shit, throwing bricks at cops, impeding federal investigations. That's not peaceably. That's illegal. That's anarchy. That's chaos.
With the Tesla bombings, they got away with it with BLM.
Thank you. Yeah, they were throwing fucking bombs at Tesla. They were throwing fire bombs and burning Teslas. Come on.
With Trump, they get away with it every single time. That's the reason why they do this. It's because they can. And I think that's the
truth. And that's the issue that we're having with a lot of these radicalized people in Minnesota, is that if they could get away with killing you, they would. They've already attempted it with some of the content creators that went down there. They stabbed one guy in the back of the head. They've tried to run over ICE agents. That didn't end well for them, so they gave up on that tactic. You have to hold these people, and I think that it is the government's fault that she died. I do. And let me tell you why. It's because if they had cracked down on this whenever it first started happening, this wouldn't have gotten this bad. They need to do their fucking job and protect these retards from themselves. Because that's what they're doing. They're hurting themselves and everybody else around them. They need to crack down on Minnesota, put these people that are breaking the law in jail, and get a hold of this damn state. What are you doing? The more you let this go on, the more likely it is that somebody's going to either be beat to death or shot, or they're just going to start opening fire on police officers. This is crazy.
That's the problem. And like, you know, whenever you compare that to like after January 6th, you know, they went down and they tracked down every
That's not how you solve the problem. You think that just because one fucking state out of 50 states wants ICE out, they should capitulate to that? Fuck no. America decided they want immigrants out. The silent majority won vastly over this schizoism, because that's what it is. It's psychotic. That's what that's what American people want, and that's what they get. If you don't like it, take it up at the ballot box. Stop burning cities to the ground.
Fucking person in January 6th. They put a ton of those people in jail, and they went completely scorched earth on them. But for some reason, the idea of doing it to these...
ICE leaving won't change a damn thing. It won't change a damn thing. There are people in... What about the people in Minnesota that voted for this? What about them? We just gonna forsake them? Fuck no. There are people... The lady that got shot and killed by the ICE agent wasn't even from Minneapolis. She wasn't even from Minneapolis. She was from like Missouri or some shit. They've got people all going straight to Minnesota to cause this chaos from all over the country. It's not even Minnesotans at this point. It's people from all over the goddamn country. They're going there and looting shit because it's free. It's a free square is what it is. They're pass and go right now. You gotta lock this shit down, bro.
These people is like, oh no, you can't do that. Why not? Who decided this?
Activists who will create violence, create chaos, trying to destabilize the things that the administration is trying to do, things that are wildly popular. The president has a mandate. He won. The border issue, as you brought up, was front and center.
Yeah, I know.
I don't give a fuck about the ICE approval rating. What the fuck makes you think I give a shit about that? The thing is that the American people, I didn't vote. I'm 30 and I've never voted. I'm actually going to turn 31 this month. But I've never voted because I'm tired of being handed two piles of shit in both hands and saying, pick the lesser of two piles of shit. They're both piles of shit. I'm tired of piles of shit. Give me something that I want to vote for. Like, I'm still a hardworking American. I'm a cold-blooded fucking patriot, bro. I've saved people's lives. I've done the mile. I've worked in retail. I've worked in fast food. I've done it all, bro. I've been a school bus driver. I have done it in and out. They do. You're right. Like, the approval ratings are so, like, mismatched. It's not even like today you could have Trump's approval rating be like 50 or some stupid shit, and then tomorrow it'll be at 10. Like, no one cares about that. No one cares about that shit, dude. The thing is that people voted for 4 years of this, and they're getting it. And they've got to accept it and deal with it for 4 years, just like we dealt with wokeism and DEI slop infesting everything for 4 years. You didn't see anybody going out and doing this schizo shit. And you know why? Because on January 6th, they cracked down so hard on it, they killed one person and locked up some other people that really kind of didn't deserve 4 years. But some of them did. Some of those motherfuckers that went to January 6th deserved more than 4 years, and those motherfuckers should be put back in jail. But some of them didn't. Some of them didn't do shit, and someone damn sure didn't deserve to die because of that. And you want to sit here and tell me that like, come on.
They were on the wrong side of it, and so
and
now
all of that was because of, and January 6th only happened because of what BBC had done, and Trump is suing the fuck out of them right now, so it doesn't matter.
Doing it, and again, they find themselves on the side of.
This is that same retard that we saw earlier that was causing problems. Yeah, because they're louder. What they did to January 6ers was bad. That's why they can't go that hard. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that here's the truth. All of those like MAGA people will never even consider doing another January 6th. And the reason why is because the first time
you are an idiot.
Ruined the lives.
You are a moron. You do realize that Trump didn't make ICE? You do realize that Obama made ICE? Are you fucking stupid? You know Obama had the same policies as Trump? I love that these people, they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. The guy that shot and killed Renee Good was on the force for over 14 years. He was part of ICE since Obama's era. Look it up. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh my god, and it's mind-boggling how you fucks are this stupid. I don't even have to use your political bullshit, dude. You're just retarded. I don't have to use a political thing for that. You're just dumb. He made it, but not the current people hired in it. Oh, that they see how the story changes, right? Just like whenever Renee Good got shot. The story always changes, right? It's never going to be what you want to hear, so you're just going to change the story. It's crazy. That's the reason why it's all falling apart right now. Like, there were 5 different angles of Renee Good getting shot before the angle of the ICE officer who had his camera. It all just rolls right off, right? Just like those approval ratings. Just like those approval ratings.
People that were
it's
there.
It's always going to be something else, right?
So the ultimate result is that January 6th happened, but it came at such a huge cost that they'll never do it again.
Exactly.
Kilmar Abrego. They find themselves on the side of all the people that we put up on the wall last week, showing that there were murders, rapists, as Stephen Miller said, and people who've committed terrible crimes, people that every parent would want off the streets. I think the political question here is, this is not talking about affordability from the Democrat side. Is this really what their voters want?
This is the reason why the Democrats fixate on this and fixate around protecting criminals, is because those are the voting blocks that they need to activate in order to win elections. So what their mentality is that they want to bring in a bunch of random illegal aliens and low-income, low-skill immigrants so they can make these people dependent.
We already went through that, Wolverine Slayer. We already went through that. He changed it from, hold on, wait. He changed it from ICE is made Trump made ICE to he made it, but not the current people hired in it. Like, Obama was if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. It could have been before Obama, but I am almost fairly certain Obama made ICE. And Obama had the same policies of immigration and illegal immigration that Trump does. And they want to call it radical, bro. Every Democrat that I've ever fucking seen before the year 2006 or 2016 has had immigration policies. Why now is it so fucking bad? What changed?
And then hold the social systems hostage for them to vote on them.
It makes no sense.
Strategy is that you basically create an entire community of people
I
that
agree.
are
I absolutely agree with that statement. You can absolutely have a voice. I agree with the First Amendment, but you have to do it lawfully. Stop breaking the damn law. Stop trying to run people over, man. It's fucked up. Don't do that. Stop storming the fucking Capitol. Stop being retards. Just protest peacefully. You're gonna get the First Amendment taken away, man. Stop doing it. Protest, but protest like blow your whistles or do whatever bullshit you want to do over there. Just do it over there. Do it on the sidewalk. Stop blocking the goddamn interstate and traffic. Stop breaking the law. I don't care if you want to protest. Protest all damn day. Stand out there and freeze your ass off. I don't care. Just do it peacefully. Stop burning shit. It's illegal. Fuck, man. You're going to get it taken away for everybody. Stop it.
And so they have to continuously vote for you to continue that dependency. That's what's going on.
Maybe
that's the problem they're having. These fuckers don't want to hand over these illegal criminals to ICE agents. That's the problem. This could have been solved literally in a week. You saw how quick they got done with DC? They rolled in the National Guard and they were done with that bitch in a week. They're having to take so fucking long because when one ICE agent tries to detain or arrest one of these illegals, you have a flock of these fucking people trying to attack you and tackle you. So now they have to bring in more ICE agents just to have like an arrest crowd around the crowd to arrest the illegals to arrest the crowd. Like, holy fuck, these guys could have already been done with the state. They could have been out of here weeks ago. Seriously. But because of the way that the administration over Minnesota is handling this, it's taking 5 times longer than it needs to. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid and childish.
The people in the middle.
Like,
and
oh my
again,
God.
The thing is, Minneapolis is the home of Ilhan Omar, a deeply unpopular
That's
figure.
crazy.
And she's become front and center on this as well. So I think it all is not.
Throw in some fraud.
Yeah, exactly. She's suddenly like $30 million.
Yes, peacefully, no violence. Like, you can curse, you can... No, don't spit. Don't spit. Spitting is bad. Spitting is against the law. Spitting is actually assault. Don't spit. You know, you can curse and swear and say, fuck you, police officers. Fuck you, ICE. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Don't impede law enforcement, man. Stop. I absolutely agree with the First Amendment, but you have to agree with the entire First Amendment. You can't just pick out some pieces of it and go with it. Gotta go with the whole damn thing, bro. What you doing?
Wow. And we're uncovering all this daycare fraud. So I don't know if in the long run this is going to work. This might be their BLM.
Well, it's a great point, Rachel, because you mentioned Ilhan Omar, who is leaning hard into bringing back the abolish.
I tell you what they want. People, and I'm not going to say liberals or Republicans or Democrats. None of that shit fucking matters. What's really going on here is class warfare. Let me explain to you why it's class warfare. Whenever you have a bunch of undocumented illegal immigrants flood a state like Minnesota, a state just like Minnesota, who do you fucking think that affects? Think about it. Illegal immigrants that are paid pennies on the dollar, they don't have to take on health insurance, and you can threaten them if they don't want to work that you'll deport them. Rich people. Rich people that are tired of paying American workers their wages and their health insurance and their actual, like, it doesn't matter how much you work. Think about it this way. You can work just as much as Jose or Juan or whatever, right? Sure. He's undocumented, which means the company is saving money, even if you guys are working the same and you have the same pay. It's because they're not having to pay for health insurance for Juan. That's got to be the most racist fucking thing I've ever said in my life, by the way. I'm so sorry, Juan. I'm so sorry. But think about it. And now you've got Minnesota using a vouch system for, like, if you walked into a voting booth, you could vouch for yourself and up to 5 people without ever needing an ID. And you got this state flooded with these immigrants that are using this welfare programs, taking millions of dollars from the federal government and using it to make daycares that are fronts for, like, some kind of crazy ass, like Nick Shirley covered all this on his video. He covered all of it on his video. And what they're doing is that the administration, like, for example, Tim Walz, we'll use him as an example because he's not currently charged, is using that welfare program to be like, you vote for me as an illegal immigrant and you vouch for up to 5 people that totally exist. And, you know, they've deported so many fucking people out of the state, it's lost an entire seat in Congress. So many people have been deported out of this fucking state. It's ridiculous.
ICE. That has not been a winning message. And, you know, you can dislike Stephen Miller, and you can think that his rhetoric is too harsh, but factually, he's correct. The Minneapolis is protecting these illegal criminal aliens. Now, the mayor, Jacob Fry, argues that they're not a sanctuary city. They have a separation ordinance. But at the end of the day, they do the same thing.
If you're not cooperating, it doesn't matter what you call it. Are you letting illegal aliens out into the community? If the answer to that is yes, then it's a problem. You can redefine it however you want. It's not the name, it's the problem.
They refuse to cooperate.
But what ends up happening is they end up taking these people in, not realizing they're violent criminals. And now that they're there, they probably don't want to charge them with anything because then the federal government is going to look at that and be like, why do you have so many fucking illegal immigrants in your state? That's why they're catching these people and releasing them back on the street. It's because they know that if they were to make one wrong move, the federal government, the Eye of Sauron, is going to go, "Rrr. What you doing? Why are you doing that? Oi, stop it." That's why. Of course they're going to catch these people and release them. They probably did do the crimes that they're being charged with. But they're being released because they can't have the Eye of Sauron, the federal government, looking at them like they are now. It took one person, Nick Shirley, to go to the state and uncover all this fraud. And now Tim Walz isn't even running for re-election because he knows he's cooked.
The White House called him out yesterday, saying Minnesota sanctuary politicians have released
banned.
nearly 470 criminal illegal aliens back into American communities since President Trump took office. ICE working every single day to
their
remove
due process.
the worst.
You want due process? Then come here as a legal American. Fuck your due process. The Constitution shouldn't even be applied to these people. They're illegal and they broke the laws to get here. You want due process? Become a citizen. Then the Constitution should apply to you. That's what I think. The Constitution shouldn't even apply to you unless you're legally migrating here. That's my view on it. You want the Constitution to apply to you? Legally migrate here. Like everybody else. Stop breaking the fucking law and stop expecting our Constitution to cover your ass. It's bullshit, and it's a fucking patch that I hope that the federal government patches that bullshit out.
criminal illegal aliens.
That's
from
a bug in the
terrorizing
system.
Their state. I would just add to that, Rachel, there's also 1,360 violent illegal criminal aliens currently in custody
Holy shit's right,
in
yeah.
Minnesota jails held by authorities, and yet all ICE
Oh
is saying
yeah. Most don't complain, and you're in Chicago.
And the other reason why I think a lot of this happens with these politicians is
Hold
because
on.
the politicians never
I
get
got
held
something
accountable.
for you. You don't complain, and you're in Chicago, huh? That's crazy. Ukraine stab. Is it Chicago or DC? Actually, I think that was New York, wasn't it? I think that was New York. What happened in oh, why did I say why? It's you. Oh, it's next to why, that's why. Let's see. I don't really have anything for Chicago. That's a you problem. I don't know what to tell you. But they did actually go in there and clean it up, so W federal government.
For it, right? Like, why can't you just, for example, charge the people that are in the government that are like making the decisions on this? Why?
Yeah, exactly. Lawful residents. I agree. Lawful. I should say lawful. What does it say? You said the 19th Amendment? 19th Amendment. Why are you bringing up the 19th Amendment? The 19th Amendment is women's suffrage. The U.S. Constitution, which officially became part of the Constitution in August 2020, prohibits the United States and the states from denying or abridging the right of citizens to vote on account of sex. I don't care what sex you are. I do feel like you need an ID to vote, though, so that way we don't have illegal immigrants, like, affecting our votes, like what's going on in Minnesota. I don't care what fucking race you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. But you should be you should actually be a legal person that lives in the U.S. The fuck? Why do you think felons can't vote?
Why can't you just charge them with public endangerment 470 times? Why can't you do that? I mean, I don't see the reason why you can't. Or you can just make up a new charge.
The 14th. Okay,
I mean,
the 14th. The 14th Amendment. Okay, 14th. 14th Amendment. I was like, what the fuck? And no, I think they should mobilize the army and put all these people in jail. That's what should happen to Minnesota. And then deport all the illegals. Amendment in the U.S. Constitution, July Recognition Amendment grants citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in. This was meant for slavery. This was meant for fucking slavery. This was made for slaves after the Civil War. This doesn't apply to people that are like this. This is not. I don't even understand. Like, they literally made this for slavery. It doesn't even. It shouldn't. From what I understand, it shouldn't apply to this. But somehow people are still using it. Grant citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States, including formerly enslaved, it's right here, including formerly enslaved people. It is considered one of the, I mean, you could still be a citizen of the U.S. If you have two people, if you have two people that moved into America, that illegally came to America, and they had a baby, and they got caught, all three of them should be shipped back. Put the whole family back. They can still have citizenship, yeah. The baby can have citizenship. They can't. Shit. That's how you solve that problem. Be like, yeah, here's your citizenship card for the child. If when he grows up and he wants to come to America, sure thing. There you go. Now get out. Bye.
Like, I mean, and here's really what matters.
I don't give a fuck. You think I fucking care? No.
Is it?
Oh, but they're families. Oh, maybe they shouldn't have broke the law. Sorry?
A good thing that
That's not my fault.
Is allowing 470 criminals out into the public. Obviously, the answer to that is no, right? It's clearly not. So, if there isn't a rule against it, then there should be. And if you can use something that, like, is this something that somebody should be held accountable for and should face punishment for? I think the answer to that is yes. So whatever the law is.
Where are you getting all this? It's on YouTube Shorts. It's the like live stream Shorts version. Poor Nigel's just sitting over there. He's like, what the fuck is going on? He's in the big stream. You just said I want Minnesota to burn. I never said anything about. Oh, you said garb. Yeah, I don't understand how people like think like that. Yeah, he's bored. Bro, it's a bloodbath in that chat. It's a bloodbath. There are people that are like getting banned in that chat, bro. It's a bloodbath. Holy shit. Holy crap. It's actually very refreshing. It's very refreshing to see new people standing up against this. It really is.
This doesn't really matter to me. What matters is like what the value is behind that law. And if you're doing that,
you don't want federal agencies to enforce the law, then stop asking for federal funds. Right? Exactly. Yeah, and you also take in federal money. Like all the Somalian people that are in those daycares, they live in multi-million-dollar mansions. And they're saying that it's a daycare. They're saying it's a fucking daycare. So they can afford to do like some of these places these Somalians own, bro. That you could work the rest of your fucking life and never even be able to put a down payment on some of these fucking houses. And they're just rolling up in here like they owned a bitch, dude.
Yeah, fundamentally, you need to have some level of accountability, one way or another.
We'll release them to the streets. It keeps the community safer, and we don't have ICE having to make arrests at large.
We know a lot of these protesters are paid, but among these protesters,
I hate this argument that they have about the protesters being paid. I think that's so stupid.
Yes, I do.
It's so pointless. It doesn't add anything. I mean, what if they're all just unemployed losers? I feel like there's a much higher probability that they're just a bunch of unemployed losers. So we know they're getting paid. I don't think they're getting paid.
He's talking about I don't think all the protesters are being paid. I do feel like when February 1st rolls around and they cut the funding off of Minnesota, because that's who it's really going to attack, it's going to hit Minnesota hard. I feel like we're going to see less people showing up. And what's going to end up happening, because my personal opinion is, if you notice all the crowds that are in Minnesota are like any of these protesters, they're all a bunch of white people and a lot of women. So they're most likely Nepo babies that have money from their families, so they don't even have to really deal with anything that they're signing. Like that's what it really kind of boils down to, in my opinion, is like resembling a light bulb. Yeah, no. I don't want health insurance. Health insurance is a scam. Insurance is a fucking scam. We need to get rid of insurance altogether. No car insurance, no health insurance. That shit's a fucking scam. Those motherfuckers take all your money and then they don't even help you. I don't agree with what Luigi did by killing the CEO, but I do agree with all of the other points that he brought up. How is it that you charge so much in health insurance and then you turn around and fuck the people that have been paying you in health insurance and not give them back what they paid into you? That's bullshit. That's a scam. That's fraud. That's bullshit.
It's true. I think maybe a handful of agitators might be getting...
We need universal basic income, especially now that a lot of these industries are making robots to do everything. We need universal basic income. We can get the universal basic income by taxing these companies. It's like a robot tax. Tax them like for robot tax. Then you get your universal basic income, free healthcare for all. Oh, but people have lines and da-da-da in Canada. Canada doesn't have lines. I know people that live in Canada, they don't have fucking lines there. I don't know where the fuck you're hearing that. It's more fake media bullshit. I've personally talked to them. And it doesn't have to do with how much you pay, by the way. Yes, you can get super quick if you have like hundreds of millions of dollars, but other than that, you're kind of just stuck, like just going to a place. Just go to a place and they'll see you. And get rid of these health insurance companies. They're all scams. All fucking scams. It's like, look at LA. All their fucking houses were priced out whenever that fire hit, so nobody had insurance. Nobody had insurance. And it wasn't even the people's homes. It wasn't even their faults. It was the fucking government for not regulating how much these fuckers can charge you.
Paid that are inside the protests, but to say they're being paid in mass, I don't believe that. I don't think anybody has evidence for it. They're just making this up.
Exactly.
And the problem is that you already have the winning opinion. You already have the winning side.
They do.
Why are you in?
Migrants do pay for that. If you're a migrant and you're here legally and you're actually like you are a citizen, like you're to an extent you are an American. You are working a job. You're paying into your taxes every time you get paid. Like, that's what you should look for in a migrant. Someone who is, or an immigrant, is somebody who's going to assimilate with society. Learn English, because it is the language of America now. So learn English. Assimilate with your culture. Don't sit there and try to and make your own shopping center like what we saw in the Nick Shirley video and those Somalians with all those individual shopping centers in that place that was supposed to be a daycare. Assimilate with society, show up to work, do your job. Don't move here and immediately take out fucking healthcare. Like, put into the system before you take out, like every American. Stop it. Stop doing these things. You're ruining it for everybody. You could be an immigrant and live very successful and very wealthy in America as long as you pay your fucking taxes, bro. Yeah, it wouldn't even be that big of a problem if these illegal immigrants were paying their taxes, but they're not. They're just not doing that. And that's what's causing our healthcare systems to crash. That's the reason why whenever I was riding around with the ambulance, we had to wait 30 or 40 minutes at any emergency care when we came in with an emergency care patient. Like, that's the reason why you can't get any fucking healthcare right now. Everything is being taken out by all this insane flux of people just being crammed into America, taking out all this healthcare, all these welfare benefits, and using people's names illegally, and that's what's taking out all the damn money.
Introducing fan fiction that muddies the waters. That's the reason why I think that it's wrong.
A lot of rich Edina moms pining for their 1960s protests and their their university days.
But you realize these people that are protesting in Minnesota, they are advocating for Renee Good, she's being charged as a domestic terrorist, or at least they attempted to. I don't know if it actually went through. They're probably going to leave that poor lady alone, hopefully. Because, to an extent, I don't really blame her. I think it's a lot of brainwashing that's going on. Like, you realize that the same people that are protesting in Minnesota advocated for the release of Maduro. They also aren't talking about Iran. They're advocating for the release of these illegal immigrant child rapists, killers. They're burning their cities to the ground. Like, I would be all for these protests. You gotta stop the violence, man. Stop the fucking violence. I mean, I still wouldn't agree with what they're saying, but it wouldn't be anywhere near as bad as if they just stopped burning shit to the ground. Stop looting, man.
These are protected.
Especially from businesses that don't want anything to do with this. They don't want a damn thing to do with this. But their mentality is that if you're not with them, you're against them. Well, what the fuck? How's that even work?
Out of this, their kids are not getting crowded out in schools by illegal.
Well, they're not getting arrested either.
Aliens, because they're in private schools.
Yep.
And they're living in neighborhoods that are, protected or gated.
They're living in gated communities full of white people while they want to have other people live in some multicultural area whenever they don't do that themselves. What I've noticed is that a lot of the people that are the biggest advocates of multiculturalism do not live in multicultural areas. I've noticed that a lot.
They
are among
the paid protesters. I do not think that they represent
said that so many times.
The common sense people. The problem in Minnesota is common
it's
sense
because
people
someone doesn't agree with
into
whatever
silence.
schizo
They're
shit you've been
afraid.
reading
You saw
online,
that
right?
With the crime being committed in the daycares. Lots of good people saw the corruption, but we're so afraid in that political environment in Minneapolis.
Mogadishu, Minnesota.
Yeah, and we'll see as we continue to cover this whether or not the really frigid temperatures will dial things down. There's calls for more protests today. And
bro, I know. I wish that Trump would leave Greenland alone. Seriously, leave Greenland alone. We don't fucking need it. Nobody in America wants that motherfucker. Worry about what's going on in Minnesota first, bro. That's the only thing that we really care about right now. Worry about Minnesota and Iran. I don't care about what's going on in Greenland. Leave Greenland alone. They've done so much. Just leave them the fuck alone. Seriously. Like, come on, dude. Damn. One more video, and then I unfortunately am going to have to roll out.
See this. I forgot to show it. Thank
We're
God
here
I have
Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to noon. Sub to the channel. Everything that is published on the channel comes from the streams in the morning. Everything that goes to the channel is published from the streams. So if you watch the streams, you don't necessarily have to watch the stuff. I do all the work. I do all the editing. I have to edit all this shit out. I edit out clips for TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube shorts. I do all that shit. It all ends up on this channel or on one of the other platforms. Or I'm also streaming to Kick and Twitch at the same time as YouTube and YouTube shorts. So like, it's all me. I don't have an editor. I don't have anybody else backing me. It's just me. I have a Discord. You can join the Discord and recommend videos. Depending on the video, sometimes I'll be like, I don't know if I can react to this. It's been like that with a lot of videos, unfortunately, simply because I don't want to get a copy strike on YouTube. That's my biggest fear, is getting a copy strike. I don't want that. That's a big no-no for me. But
camera equipment and drove onto the sidewalk. And I want to make sure everybody understands what happened here, okay? So this is what happened.
Hey, 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 hey! Hey, get, what did she
yeah,
do?
I'm not live streaming on TikTok, but I do post the shorts that I clip out that are also on YouTube onto TikTok. So like, you could either watch the same shorts. It's like 4 shorts or 3 sometimes. On the weekends, it's 2. I usually take a few videos and shorts out of the streams that I do during the week and throw them on for the weekend. I don't stream on the weekend. A lot of that has to do with, like, I need to take a break from all this schizo shit, so that way I can come back refreshed on a Monday. So, so whenever I, like, go off on Friday, after I get off, once I upload the videos, I turn my brain off for 2 days. I don't think about politics. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about anything. I don't worry about YouTube. I watch what I want to watch. I play what I want to play, do what I want to do, and then on Monday, it's back into the trenches. That's literally how and we do this Monday through Friday, like 5 days a week. And other than like maybe Christmas and Thanksgiving, it'll be like that indefinitely.
She took next camera.
So this is her driving off with this guy's camera in this car. Keep in mind, remember this car.
Oh yeah, this lady stole. So this a lady that stole his $1,000 camera.
She just stole next camera.
Yep.
That's the content creator.
Yep.
He's like an independent journalist.
That's illegal? It is. This is, in fact, illegal.
Just tell her to give him the camera back.
Yeah.
Damn, so not only did she steal the camera, she's driving on the sidewalk, too.
What happened, Nick? They just stole my camera. Right out of your hand while you were in the car? What the fuck you wanted, right? That's what you did. Man, listen, motherfucker. You gotta get the fuck out of here. My daughter. You coward. Motherfucker, you a coward, bitch. You have to leave.
So obviously they're crashing out, getting really mad at him, like, yeah, they're arguing, etc. Get this. The woman who stole the camera and drove onto the sidewalk, dangerously dragging him, has been identified as the owner of, get this, Children's Autism Center.
Big fucking surprise. Another Somalian that's stealing taxpayer dollars for a child's autism center. And it's not even that they're using these funds as daycares. They're actively taking money that should be going to these places, and they're not even places that you can go to, dude. It's so sad. It's so sad to see this.
In Spring Lake Park, Minnesota. The license plate and the vehicle matches. And this is even him. He's responding. You cannot make this shit up. I found it. Only 2 photos and no reviews. Another angle of the woman robbing him.
Another place in Somalia. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I mean, at this point, it might as well just be called fucking Somalia instead of Minnesota. But another place in Minnesota where they're taking federal funds, putting it into a daycare, and then funneling it to Somalia. That's crazy.
That's the same guy.
Of course they would have a problem with it, right?
Why is it not our place? This is America.
Dude, she got that right out of his hand.
Man, the FBI are involved immediately? Wait, what?
Are they really?
Actually doing
Please put this lady in jail and deport her. Please, 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 please.
We're on it.
Oh!
Man. And they immediately found this person's information. Oh my God. Well, that's what happens. Also, here's another thing, is you've got to go after the people that were around her too. Because all of those people were accomplices, because they were trying to stop him from getting his camera back from her. So they were physically interfering. So I think really you should charge all of them. I think that's the good idea. It is hilarious to see this happen. Yeah.
Yo, man, I love seeing people get what's coming to them.
Freaking retarded. There you go.
Oh, man, we are rolling. We're out of here. Oh, gotta go get wood for the... Damn, bro, he cold out there, bro. Her empathy, autism org, and bulldoze. I would love to see that. I would love to see it. Oh man, I didn't even get through all the videos. I had so many fucking people in chat that were just morons today. Oh man, we gonna be back on tomorrow bright and early. You know how it is, man. We gonna be back on tomorrow. Stay safe out there. Stay friendly. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. And just stay away from the crazies, man. Make sure that you take everything you see on the internet with a grain of salt, even what I'm saying. I'm not perfect. I'm not God. I'm gonna fuck up and make mistakes. Everyone does. But when you make intentional mistakes, that's when you call them out for it. Peace, boys. We're gonna roll. See y'all tomorrow. Stay safe.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm